live, I think.
Let me mute up. Yeah, you're live. Yo.
Salute.
Yeah. Well, tells me that we're close to end.
Absolutely.
I voted not sure.
Yeah. No, I put not sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
Right. No, see, that's what I think too. But I mean, at the same time, I can't say for certain. So
not sure for me. That's why.
I can hear it.
Set off. Sorry, guys, my microphone was set off for some reason in OBS again.
That's maybe why.
But I am here. I'm here.
Are you sure?
I'm hoping it works.
Oh yeah.
Why does I don't know why OBS does that. It just changes settings for no reason. Good. But it's good to see you guys, as I was saying before. A lot of heresies getting pushed our way lately. And then when we call the people out for their heresies, we get, how can we say? They cry and call us insulting. But the thing is, based on this, though, didn't Jesus call out heresies?
He certainly did.
Uh,
What about the church fathers?
just like, how is heresy calling people names?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because calling someone out for heretical doctrine is what Jesus actually tells us to do. So.
Well, and it has me thinking where it's like, maybe there's a gentler way of putting it and saying like, well, what's being pushed here is a heresy and just leave it at that. But if we say, oh, you are a heretic, they take it very personal.
Yeah, but that's still truth, though.
That's what the word's defined as. I mean, I thought that was polite to call someone an heretic. I could think a lot worse terms to call some of these deceivers like.
Well, because I'm also thinking of like my Mormon neighbor. Like if I were to confront him about that religion, I would have to really be careful in my approach because I'm not trying to cause him to stumble in his walk, even though it's weird in that religion. But I would have to say, like, the idea that like, oh, Jesus is, Satan's brother or something like that. Well, that's a heresy. I wouldn't outright say, well, like, you are a heretic.
The problem when it comes to Mormons, PJ, that looks cool. Like you're in front or something.
But we're watching tonight.
Awesome. But what I was saying now, but that's the problem with Mormonism is they aren't saved. So it is a salvation issue, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, they're going to get triggered with you when you present them the truth. Because it's a cult. And unfortunately, a lot of the time when it gets to cults like that, they usually write you off. Which is the sad thing.
Well, yeah, I know. And just the point I'm making is, though, like, as far as my account to God, I want my side to be as blameless as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a difficult
thing. Yeah, so it's like when it comes to the truth, people, if they're not on board with it, offenses are impossible.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that.
Regarding Mormons, do you think that they're saved, Derek?
I just can't see how. But
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a gray area in some ways. Like my brother's girlfriend for the longest time, where if I talked to her about Jesus, she actually had somewhat of an open ear to hear me about it. So it's like in some ways, they are open, even if in others they're closed. It's like I really had to learn how to navigate. Um,
Like my reasoning is, how can Jesus save you if he's not God?
well, there's that, but
right, exactly.
well, we know he's God. But
No,
at
but
the
these
same time,
cults
there's many
don't.
other people who don't know that. They just don't know that.
But I'm saying if they're looking for God, Jesus to save them, but they don't believe Jesus is God, then I can't see even them confessing Christ. I can't see how that saves them if they don't believe his divinity. Even if they confess Christ crucified, I can't see how it would save
Yeah, because the thing is, if Jesus was just an ordinary man, he would
them.
have no significance. I mean, you get ordinary men that die all the time. It doesn't
Right.
change anything. Jesus specifically went and declared himself as God. You know what I mean? He came and did only things God can do. He came to
Yep.
fulfill Isaiah's prophecy. So, yeah, it's totally Mormonism. Unfortunately, has a different Jesus. They have a different God,
See,
and that means they're not saved.
see,
Unfortunately.
like I've heard this before. Well, they still believe in Jesus, that kind of thing. But
But it's not our Jesus though. That's the thing, is it? If it's they
I
don't
mean,
believe in his
I mean,
divinity,
why
it's not our Jesus.
why have all these cults and all these heresies and all these false doctrines if it don't really matter? That don't make
Right.
sense to me. It's got to matter. Otherwise, why are they pushed out there? You know what I mean?
Right.
It just don't make sense.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. It's the same as Islam. They believe in Jesus, okay, but they believe Jesus was a Muslim and he's just a prophet. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean they're saved just because they believe that Jesus existed. I mean, you get a lot of atheists too that believe a figure Jesus existed, but they don't believe he's God.
Right.
So, like, there has to be a couple of things that you have to acknowledge. Then you have to acknowledge his God, and you have to acknowledge his work on the cross,
Right.
and that he rose again in order to be saved.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Hmm.
Well, because I mean, okay, well, the gospel itself doesn't actually require people to believe that Jesus is God. That's my issue. Even though we know he's God.
Mm-hmm.
1 Corinthians 15, 1 through 4. It's right there. It doesn't say right there that Jesus is God, does it?
But if he's not God, how can he save?
Well, the point is, a person, all they have to believe is that God sent Jesus Christ to live a sinless life as a man and to die and to be risen again for the forgiveness of our sins. Yes or no?
Yeah, but
Yes.
my point being, it were God's words that in Eden when he said, "If you eat from that tree, you'll surely die." So when that from that tree, God's not a liar. So death came into the world. There's only God Himself can replace.
Well, right. No, we know that, but not everybody does right away.
But if you believe he's just a man and you think that he came to die for your sins, that a man can die for your sins, then it's not a true doctrine, is it?
Well, let's for instance take Psalms 22. Okay, I love Psalms 22 because it's it's a psalm that's a future prophecy of how Jesus would be crucified. And Jesus fulfilled this when he was on the cross. And, he said, you'll see now, let me say. This is PJ's favorite words. My God, why have you forsaken me?
Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, people keep asking me, now, why would he say that? Well, it's very simple, because if you look at Psalm 22 and you read through it, Jesus was literally fulfilling this prophecy of Psalm 22. In
Big time.
very big detail. And that is showing in the Old Testament Jesus is God. So when you get like the people claiming Jesus isn't actually God, it means they either don't trust what the Bible says or they don't want to.
Right.
Well, it's like if I were to use flat Earth as an example, like a lot of the time, I can't just go out there and be like, the Earth is flat, right? Sometimes I have to be careful, gentle, understanding where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly a one-size-fits-all deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as long as I'm able to kind of hopefully provide some seeds in people's minds as far as good thoughts to get them chewing on it and to reconsider things, that's as long as there's progress being made, then there's room to work. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But you agree that they're like unbelievers, Derek, like the ones that we're calling heretics are supposedly Christians who read the Bibles and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Wait,
let's see what's awesome about this is, let's start from 14. I'm poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax, it is melted within me. My strength is dried up to like a potsherd, and my tongue clings to my jaws. You have brought me to the dust of death, for dogs have surrounded me. The congregation of the wicked has enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. They look and stare at me. They divide my garment among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. But you, O Lord, do not be far from me, O my strength. Hasten to me. Deliver me from the sword, my precious life from the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth, and from the horns of the wild oxen. And you have answered me. I will declare your name to my brethren. In the midst of the assembly I will praise you. You who fear the Lord, praise him. All you descendants of Jacob, glorify and fear him, all you offspring of Israel. For he has not despised nor abhorred the affliction of the afflicted, nor has he hidden his face from him. But when he cried to him, he heard. My praise shall be of you in the great assembly. I will pay my vows before those who fear him. The poor shall eat and be satisfied. Those who seek him will praise the Lord. Let your heart live forever. And all the ends of the world shall remember and turn to the Lord. This is also when Romans 12 is talking about all Israel get saved. That's also referencing this. Shall remember and turn to the Lord, and all the families of the nations shall worship before you. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he rules over the nations. It's crazy.
Amen.
Our prosperity shall serve him. It will be recounted as the Lord to the next generation. They shall come and declare his righteousness to people who will be born that he has done this. Now, I mean, as far as I remember, David wrote Psalms, 1,000 years before Jesus even existed, as a man on earth?
All right.
Yeah.
And that's in quite great detail because, I mean, the Roman soldiers did exactly that. They mocked him and they were playing bets and casting lots on his clothing as a mocking ritual.
Well, since I've been reading through all Psalms, there's quite a lot of Psalms speak about Jesus.
A
Quite
lot.
Oh, yes,
more
there
than
is.
I actually realised.
I know it's mad, isn't it? How many you actually come across to be, okay, Jesus again.
But
He's
you know what?
all over the Old Testament. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's awesome about the whole Psalms as well is it's, excuse the noise in the background, the children. But awesome about that the Psalms as well. Like you said, it's even talking about Jesus, it's even declaring him as God.
Yeah.
So when you get these people saying Jesus is not God and never claimed to be God, it's nonsense. It's littered everywhere where Jesus is claiming to be God.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I understand that too. I really do. And so I also view it as an opportunity to exercise patience and endurance because people do need that. And also for us, it's like it's good for us to grow in that.
Have you got a copy of Mormon Bible, Derek?
No, I don't.
No, it might be worth looking into it, for the verses where it says like Jesus created all things and all things were created through him. Might be good to find out what their Bible actually says. You might be able to use that in conversing with your Mormon friend.
Well, because I've been through it like online looking at it before, and I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. I can't look at this anymore.
Is it like Jehovah's Witnesses where they've changed, like, for instance, John 1?
I know a God in the beginning.
I would have to look at that Bible too.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm reading to Isaiah 2:16, they add to the scripture and upon all the ships of the sea. So they're adding to scripture as well.
And John 1 is in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was our God, and the Word was with our God, or something like that, isn't it? It says a God, doesn't it? And that little letter and word,
Then further down, in fact, I'll tell you further down, because they've changed two things in that John 1 to get around all things being created by Jesus, which would make him not an angel. Just 1 second.
No, but yeah, I'm gonna keep comparing it in ways to a person's growth. Like it's like line upon line, precept upon precept. Not everybody has all the precepts. Mm-hmm. They just don't. Yeah. And like with flat Earth, it's like sometimes I have to start people off with like, oh, do you think NASA went to the moon? And start there. It's just easier sometimes, where people can be like, oh, well, no, I can see how they can fake it. Like, okay, cool. All right, let's start there.
I see here the Book of Mormon says it's subtitled Another Testament of Jesus Christ. So it's not even...
No, I'm going to correct myself. Verse 3 in New World Translation, Wrexham. I thought they'd change this to say all other things, but it doesn't. It says all things came into existence through him, and apart from him, not even one thing came into existence. So that Wrexham. Could have sworn it did all other things.
Is it maybe say that in the Jehovah Bible?
This is Jehovah Bible. I'm reading it now.
Oh, I thought you were on about Mormon Bible a second. Right, okay.
I'm reading.
So you are reading from...
I'm reading.
So you guys have Flats. I got a question for you.
Yes.
Why doesn't the Feast of Tabernacles correlate with the second coming of Christ?
Because it's got nothing to do with the second coming of Christ.
Okay, there you go. I think we cleared it up.
The problem now. The problem.
It's easy. If you could go by that, then you'd know the day and know the hour.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. The problem is people want to take traditions, and then they take traditions, and then they want to use that to signify something. I mean, Jesus is very clear that no one will know the day or hour, and he wants to make us a thief coming out. So if we knew it's a Feast of Tabernacles, well, that's going to defeat the object, isn't it?
It's rather contrary to what Jesus said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's Carlos.
Hey, Banana and Carlos, how you guys doing?
Good afternoon, guys.
Good evening. Hey, dudes.
Greetings, Carlos, and
greetings,
Banana and Roger.
How's you guys doing?
Oh, and
yourself.
So
and Roger, I think I like the robot better, but yeah.
I just got one
I'm
thing to
sorry.
say. I'm not gonna. I gotta go here in a minute, but I just wanted to provoke. Maybe provoke a little thought about this. Right? Who is the Antichrist on the question that you asked there? Right? Well, here's a couple reasons why I would say it's the Pope of Rome. Right? We know in Revelation we have a one world. This beast is going to establish a one world religion. Right? And we know the whole world's going to follow, right? Well, who is the head? Who is leading the ecumenical council right now? Who is trying to do just precisely that?
Yeah, but you understand, Carlos, no one knows who he is till he's revealed, like, so you're only speculating.
No, my brother. I know 100%.
Well, you can't do. Bible says you not know him till he's revealed.
That revealing already happened.
No, it hasn't.
My brother, he's been revealed.
No,
Look,
no.
Martin Luther. Martin Luther identified him. Calvin, Tyndale.
Carlos, the thing is, the Bible tells you very clear when he will be revealed, and he can't reveal himself yet because the temple's not there. The temple first has to be built before he can reveal himself.
The Bible says the temple needs to be built first.
Yes.
Martin Luther speaks that there needs to be a temple.
The early church fathers
Martin Luther identified the Pope of Rome as the man of perdition, aka Antichrist. He himself affirmed that over and over. Actually, he has a lot of quotes on that.
The early church fathers even state that the third temple.
I've been reading his book and I've not come across that yet. And he also speaks like millennium being in future, and it don't make sense in as he come after 70 AD. Like, so I don't know about that, Carlos. Man.
Well, anyways, I just wanted to provoke a little bit of thought. Like, the world is headed towards that one world religion, right?
Yep.
We see that there's an ecumenical council. We see that the Vatican is bringing all denominations and religions together, right?
Yeah.
Pope Francis stated, we are not brother or sister of any church, but the very mother, right?
Yeah,
that's their claim, not mine. That's their claim.
Possible because the Pope even went to visit the Islamic states. No, not too recently. He went. At least he didn't pray, in the mosques and things. So that's a good thing. But
there's nothing good about the Pope. I promise you.
There isn't nothing really about
There's nothing good about him.
Look,
he is the man of perdition.
But it doesn't make him the Antichrist. And I agree. There's nothing good about it.
No, that's not why he's the Antichrist.
No, what I'm saying, it's good about what he did though is he showed he's not going to bow down to Allah, another god.
Yeah.
Now I think the Antichrist. I think the Antichrist would have bowed down there probably and said, yeah, we're preaching the same God. He clearly showed that he doesn't believe Allah is the same God. You understand? So that kind of goes against everything. And also, you have to understand what the Antichrist characters are. Yes, the Pope does kind of fall into that, but
massively.
Kind of? Keith,
yeah,
you think only a little?
But the Pope doesn't give all glory to himself.
What does Antichrist mean? What does the anti in the Antichrist mean?
Anti-Christian. Everything that
it means anti means replacement in place of.
Yes.
That is precisely what the Pope does. He claims to be God, claims to have the authority to have forgiveness. He claims the authority to forgive sins.
The Bible tells you there's been many antichrists and there will be many antichrists.
But I'm talking about the man of perdition.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the man of perdition.
No.
But he also
the Pope claims authority to forgive sins.
Yeah, but Carlos, you're literally telling us to do something that Bible says, like Bible says, is revealed in His time.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get that? How did you get that interpretation?
I'm not saying that it might not be Pope, but what I'm saying is I just believe what Bible says, and it says He's not revealed.
Wait till He gets revealed, yeah.
Carlos, now, if the line of popes, one of them ends up being the Antichrist.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible.
The fact is, there's been many, many popes, many of them going by what you're saying and what you're going, Antichrist. Mm-hmm. But Paul makes it very clear that these things are never going to come until the son of perdition is identified. And at the moment, with no identifying things that say it's Pope Leo the 14th.
No.
Now, there's nothing other than him being the Pope and the head of the Roman Church, which I agree has definitely got a big role to play.
You know what the Pope quotes publicly. This is a public statement.
Let me land this point, please.
Okay.
And the point is that all the previous popes also fit the descriptions you're giving.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
So what's the difference between this one and all
because
the
it's not the specific person, it's the position, it's the Pope position, it's the vicarius filii Dei. That's the Latin term. That's the Latin term that was given to the Pope when it was first established. And that name, if you add up that in the Latin, if you add up that name, it literally adds up to 666. His name, the vicarius filii Dei, literally adds up to 666. His title in the Latin language.
There's so many different numerology.
So many other names do as well, though.
Hey, Carlos, if I had to say any pope fit the description of the Antichrist, I would go with Pope Pius during the World War II. I think he fits a real good description of the Antichrist. If you want, I think they all do. Yeah.
These guys are all one-minded. They're all hive-minded. It doesn't matter who's in that chair. He has the same agenda. I mean, that's clearly what the Vatican has been. That's who they are.
Carlos.
Yeah.
Right. The Roman Church is classified as a woman, the harlot. Yeah.
Yes, the harlot.
Right. Okay. Just let me land. She's wearing scarlet and gold. Yeah.
Yeah. Which they wear.
Cup of convocations with the blood of the saints. Yeah.
Yeah. All that does all that.
Okay, so that fits. Now, just hear me what I'm saying.
Change time. Don't forget change times and laws. Don't forget that point though, because you missed that one. That's an important one.
No, just let me finish times and laws. Let me finish this point, please.
Go for it.
Thank you. So, she's sat upon the beast because the beast gives her power. She's riding upon the beast. Yes. Now, she gets deposed from the beast by the 10 kings without kingdoms who are the merchants of the world. And there's 10 of them. When these 10 come about are then riding upon the beast, one comes up from those 10 and deposes 3 of the others. Now, if the Pope of Rome has already been deposed as being the harlot, thrown down and defeated by the 10 merchants of the world, then the one that comes up, which is probably also symbolic of the 10 toes on the 2 feet mixed with iron and clay. But you've got to remember, it clearly says the merchants of the world. It doesn't come up from the Vatican power. It comes up from one of the merchants' sets. So somebody, the little horn, funnily enough, little horn means mark, right? Mm. So the little horn comes up and deposes uproots 3 of the others. So by this time, in my opinion, the Vatican, the power of the Vatican has already been overthrown.
That's so contrary to the evidence, like to simple observation. We see the Vatican picking up speed. The Vatican is clearly.
I'm just told you what it says in Scripture, not opinion.
You told me your interpretation of those scriptures.
Fair enough. You've admitted
that's the difference.
The Vatican is symbolized by the female, the harlot church, which is from your beliefs. She's wearing the scarlet and gold. She's got the fornication, the blood of the saints. Yeah, full of blasphemy.
Don't forget changes, times, and laws. Let's not forget change, times, and laws.
Revelation tells you very clearly that the Antichrist does not come from that. The Antichrist.
Why do you keep skipping?
One of the 10 kings without kingdoms.
Why do you keep skipping the part where it says he shall attempt to change times and laws? Why do you keep skipping that?
The perdition comes from that place.
What I've noticed that you keep going over the part that says we'll attempt to change times and laws. Why do you keep skipping that?
It's trying to get you to understand like the line that the son of perdition comes from. Times and laws.
Back to the descriptions of the little horn.
You do know.
Why do you insist on skipping over the part where it says he will attempt to change times and laws?
You do know
which the Pope did.
Because
No,
the man,
wait.
he's done it. Oh, you just said the Pope's already changed the times and the laws. Fine, not a problem. But suppose this guy who comes in from one of the 10 then changes them again.
The thing
Okay,
is,
so that's
thing
suppose that's a
is-
big if. Has anybody done it?
remember the Jews and the Muslims and things. They have a lot of their old traditions and their own laws and things. So when the Antichrist comes and he changes the times and laws, he's changing those traditions and their laws.
We are literally on the Gregorian. We are literally on their calendar. The Vatican instituted the calendar that we're on, and the Vatican changed.
the
And
times
they
and
claim the
laws-
authority. They claim the authority to change the Sabbath commandment
Carlos, the
from
times-
from Saturday to Sunday.
Carlos, the times
Look, I'm
and
not here. I
laws-
didn't.
the
My intention
times-
today wasn't. I don't want to go back
Yeah,
and forth
no
with you guys.
stress,
I just
brother.
want to provoke a little thought and just put it out there. And
Yeah.
if you want
Can I
to
just-
investigate
can I
it
just-
some more, you can. If not,
You seem very thrown into this idea, and you seem very excitable about it. I'd chill on that, mate. I really would.
yeah, you're very adamant about not accepting it. I understand.
but I wanna-
like I said, I just want to put the evidence out there.
I'm adamant on Bible saying that it
Yeah.
is not known until it's revealed.
And it actually
Well,
states,
I'm here to tell you that he's been revealed to those who are
hasn't.
watching,
The
to those who are
Bible-
paying
He
attention.
can't, because if
He
he's been
comes-
revealed, if you're saying he's been revealed, you're saying the Bible's lying. I'm sorry, I have to be plain
the
simple
little
to say
horn
that.
comes from the 10 kings without kingdoms.
What?
It literally says it.
Let me quickly get
Does it
scripture.
say
I'm
when
gonna
he'll
give you
be
the
revealed?
scripture. When
When
the
does it
third,
say he'll-
in the third temple.
Why are you putting a time? Why are you putting a time on that revealing? Why are you guys putting a time on that revealing? Show me in the Bible where that time
I'm gonna
is.
quickly get it for you.
No one's given a time. No one's
Give me the
given a
time where it says specifically what time you'll be revealed.
Callum,
No one's
Callum,
given
you're
time.
going to have to stop there. Right? No one's given a time. We're saying
Who
we
knows?
don't know till he's released. That's not giving a time, mate.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you.
saying we
That's
don't
already
know
happened. People are not paying attention.
You're the one that's given a time.
You're
It's not
saying
going to
that,
be
man.
revealed to every single person in the
You're
world.
saying we've given a time when you're the one given the time. You said it's
I'm
happened.
saying it already happened. He's been revealed. We know who he is.
So if it's already happened, right? Who were the 10 merchants of the world that the little horn came up from?
Why does that matter?
Because it's in the Bible. It tells you.
How long do you think that the Antichrist has been the Antichrist for?
Like, the Antichrist comes in all likeness of Christ, right? I don't see a guy walking earth or having walked earth that fits that description for it to have already happened, Carlos.
I'm so baffled. I mean, by definition, a Protestant is one who protests against the Roman Catholic Church. It's because they knew that it was the Antichrist.
Okay.
This history's been deliberately erased.
Okay.
You know that, right?
Okay,
You know
Carlos,
that.
2 Thessalonians 2, okay?
Yeah.
Now, brethren, concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and the gathering unto him, we ask you not to be soon shaken in mind or troubled, either by spirit or by word or by letter, as it from us, as though the day of Christ had come. Let no one deceive you by any means, that day will not come unless the falling away comes first. That's what we're actually experiencing right now, just to let you know. Okay? And the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes himself and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits
And that's not.
as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. The Pope doesn't do that. The Pope
All
can't do
this
that.
says, Keith, let me object here. All this says is that he will be revealed before the coming of Christ. That's all that's saying. It's not giving you
In
a
the
specific
temple.
time. And
In
the
the
second
temple.
point is this:
Is there,
all those descriptions,
Carlos.
all those descriptions fit the Pope.
Carlos,
Do you know that the Pope?
Carlos,
Can you allow me to speak for 1 second?
you've
Because
been
I got to go
talking this
really
whole
soon.
time, man. You're not letting me even finish my sentence. Okay? The thing is that the temple is spoken here is the Jewish temple. Okay?
My brother, do you know?
This is-
I
Jesus
hear you
came-
on that, but do you know that the Pope of Rome sits literally in
not
a
in
white
not
throne?
in God's temple. Not in God's temple.
I
It
know it's
doesn't
not
fit.
God's temple, but he sits in a temple as it's God's temple.
So
There's two
what?
cherubims.
So
he literally
what?
has
On-
a most.
So what? It doesn't fit
On
what the
screen, it
scripture
literally
says.
says in the
He
temple.
literally
of God.
he
It-
claims the authority
Carlos,
to forgive
it doesn't
sin.
matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay, who fits that description better?
No one yet, because he hasn't been revealed yet. Only once the
Hey, I
temple
love
has
you
been
guys.
built.
I love you guys. We'll catch back up on this.
Okay, love you,
soon.
Carlos, man.
I
We
just
love
want
you
to provoke
too,
a
but
little
Carlos,
thought. That's
No
all.
you're
stress,
very
brother.
restless
Yeah.
and you seem troubled. I
Yes,
used to have to
yes,
drink a good
yes.
amount to get like that.
Yes. Give me your soothing words, please.
No
I'm not-
worries, brother.
I'm-
Love you, dude.
Yes, bless me with your soothing words, brother.
I'll give you some soothing words. Just
Dude,
chill out, man.
Don't
Chill
be
out.
You're
look.
really on
I just
edge.
look. All I did was come here to give the evidence, just to provoke a little thought, just to
No,
make.
but you're like 100
That's
miles an
all.
hour, mate.
Hey,
You're 100
you want to
miles an
reject it? That's fine. You can reject it, wrestle with it, accept it. It doesn't matter. It's just, I'm just
we
laying
know
down a
you're
little
wrong,
evidence for you guys.
and You're
Okay.
having trouble dealing with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's my trouble to worry about.
we
Don't
show
let
you-
it burden you. Don't
Okay.
let it burden you too much. Okay.
Okay.
But
Well,
I just want to
it
make a
doesn't
point
show
real quick,
you that
Carlos.
in the
Okay.
Bible, it doesn't
Hey.
quite fit what you're saying. That's what we're saying. Have a look at-
Arrivederci, guys.
Read
Love you
Revelation
guys.
See you later,
17.
mate.
Will do.
Please read Revelation 17.
Yes,
I'm on it.
we'll get to Revelation
Later.
17 next. I just want to say thank you. Yeah, I just want to quickly read this finish because this tells you very clearly where the Antichrist has to be, and it's talking about the temple of God. Okay, even the first church fathers, Tertullian and them as well, they've been talking about this. This is Paul writing. He's talking about the temple. It needs to be the temple of the Jews, the Jewish temple. Okay, because that's the temple of God according to Scripture. So
Hey, Flash, can I ask you a question right quick?
Yeah.
Is that temple in Rome?
no.
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 No, okay.
It's in Jerusalem. And the thing is, this is why we get all the unfortunate heretical doctrines today, which don't want to accept there's going to be a third temple. Because they don't want to accept that they are following the Antichrist as Jesus. Because this Antichrist will come in the likeness of Jesus. He will declare himself as Jesus. He'll do wonders like Jesus. Do you guys know...
That was my issue with Carlos saying even Protestants knew that Vatican were Antichrist. You know what I mean? It's like, well, no, because he tricks everybody first into thinking that he is the Christ.
And the Protestants protested against certain doctrines, absolutely. But even if they called the Pope the Antichrist, it doesn't mean to say they were right.
Yeah, I agree. The Pope is an Antichrist, but he's not the son of perdition, because
No.
there's even
Yeah, agree.
it even tells you how we know he's not
That-
the son of perdition.
That's not to say one of them can't turn
Exactly.
into the son of
Yeah,
perdition.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it might
we
be
wouldn't
a
know
Pope
yet. I mean,
Antichrist, but we don't
No,
know.
I agree.
I mean, look for instance the story of Judas. Judas was manifested by Satan apparently, and that's why he betrayed Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Satan entered him. It
So
literally
it's the
said-
same with the Antichrist.
Literally called the son of perdition, Judas.
Yeah, exactly. So remember, the son of perdition is also just a person. So that person could be working right now, doing the thing, thinking he's doing for God or whatever. But once Satan enters him, he becomes the son of perdition, just like
Yeah.
Judas.
Yeah. I think it means something like one who's bound for destruction or
Exactly.
something
Well,
like that.
it does say the prince of this world is already judged as well, which
Exactly.
is quite an important part to remember as well.
But I just want to quickly read the second part here quickly. Do you not remember that when I was still with you, I told you these things? And now you know what is restraining, that he may be revealed in his own time. For the mystery of lawlessness is already at work. Only he who now restrains will do so until he is taken out of the way. And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord will consume with the breath of his mouth and destroy with brightness of his coming. So my question is, has Jesus returned yet?
No,
So he hasn't been
No.
revealed yet, correct?
absolutely.
Because Jesus has to return for the son of lawlessness to be revealed.
Right.
Because once
This is
the
why,
son
I,
of
this is why I
yeah,
think we're seeing this rise in Satan short season and stuff like that.
exactly.
It's so fitting that all these things come up as we're drawing closer to possibly the time that he is revealed.
Yeah,
And it just
You want me to go to Revelation 17, Banana?
yeah, because it does spell out where the little horn comes from.
Yes,
You know?
it does. Yep, exactly. Let me get this down. Okay. The Scarlet Woman and the Scarlet Beast. Then one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and talked with me, saying to me, Come, I will show you the judgment of the great harlot who sits on many waters, with whom the kings of the earth committed fornication. And the inhabitants of the earth were made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast, which was full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, having in her hand a golden cup full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornication. And on her forehead the name was written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I marveled at great amazement. Now we can all agree that's probably the church, the Catholic Church.
Yeah, it looks very similar, yeah.
Yeah, okay. We agree with that. So, but the angel said to me, Why do you marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The beast that you saw was and is not, and will ascend out of the bottomless pit and go to perdition. And those who dwell on the earth will marvel, whose names are not written in the book of life with the foundation of the world, when they see the beast that was and is not and yet is. Here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings, 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short time. That's the son of perdition, guys. When he comes. The beast that was and is not is himself also the 8th, and is not the 7th, and is going to perdition. The 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings, who have received no kingdom as yet, but they receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. These are of one mind, and they will give their power and authority to the beast. These will make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb will overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and the King of kings, and those who are with him are called chosen and faithful. Then he said to me, The waters which you saw, where the harlot sits, are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which you saw on the beast, these will hate the harlot, make her desolate and naked, eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to fulfill his purpose, to be one of mind, and to give their kingdom to the beast, until the words of God are fulfilled. And the woman who you saw is the great city which reigns over the king of the earth, which is Jerusalem. If anyone's wondering.
Well, truth, if you think Harry Potter's a
There
better
is-
story in the Bible, then you're
Yeah, there's another verse as well which actually states that the 10 kings are the merchants of the world, kings without kingdoms.
Yep.
And they wage war by sorcery, pharmakia.
Yep. But yeah, it's
So Harry Potter is a biblical verse now, or a prophecy?
I just want to point out again to Sean Hawkins, because he still doesn't get it. The second book of Enoch is not biblical canon.
I'm shocked he still doesn't get it.
I just heard him laughing, Sean laughing through your computer or somebody's
It's not. It's that's laughing.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Sean.
Because the thing is, the irony, I was listening to the stream last night that he was doing on us, and he keeps telling us how he used to be a Christian before we were even born. He knows more of the Bible than any of us. And he keeps quoting Enoch as part of the Bible.
Yeah, we said that last night. That's the guy who came on and made that stupid comment about Jesus and being a carpenter.
Oh, he doesn't believe Jesus is a carpenter according to the Bible. Must I quickly dispel that?
Yeah, again, Bible verse.
My
There's
goodness.
2 Bible verses, by the way.
But this just highlights that he hasn't really read Bible.
Followed in Joseph's
He's never really been a Christian.
He's only read Sean's version of the Bible.
Well, he's certainly never been a born again Christian. I can say
Followed
that.
his guy straight.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Like he may
Well,
have
hey there,
believed in
Luca.
Jesus in a very carnal way for a short while,
Hello.
but he's never
How's it
been
going,
born
mate?
again. He has no idea what that means.
It's going good.
Yo.
Hello,
Yeah.
Luca.
Hi, Doc.
Hey.
Hi, Flatfoot. Hi, PJ. Hi, Olga. Hi, son.
Okay.
No.
Well, we only need
Hi,
one
everyone.
scripture though, so
Hi, Michael.
I'll use Mark.
Well, have you come to debunk God? Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, Mark 6,
Well,
6
now-
verse 3.
I've come to say that. Well, I since I don't believe in the Bible, since I don't believe in
How
the
would
Bible,
you know whether you believe in the Bible or not if you haven't read it?
it's
Okay.
well. Since I don't believe in it, I have to disagree with. Well, the
You haven't
Antichrist
read it.
being
You haven't
here
read
for
it to be able to say
because-
that.
Okay,
But-
anyway.
Luca, what's that? You don't believe
What?
in that? That's reality there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Believe in that.
Mark 6 verse 3 to answer Sean. Does the Bible speak of Jesus being a carpenter? Yes, it does. Is that not the carpenter?
Your
The
God
son of
debunked
Mary.
himself.
The brother of James,
Exactly.
Joseph, and Judas Simon, and he's not his sisters with us, so they were
Carpenter.
offended. So I want to know, is this not the carpenter?
Yeah.
Is that not Jesus?
Jesus was a chippy, like his dad.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, don't you take up your father's occupation back in that time?
Yes,
Like,
you did. You did usually take the occupations of your father.
Truth, you said God debunked himself. How? How? Your God debunked himself.
I don't know why you keep addressing this clown.
Leave
me.
him,
Just
man.
Because
ignore him.
I think he shouldn't have a bloody spanner if he's saying
No,
things
it's
like that.
okay.
Why?
He's harmless. Remember, the
That's
guy.
why.
The problem is
He's an asshole.
the problem is the guy
Simple.
has a prideful spirit and he can't accept to be humble.
What
So-
does he come here for? It annoys me. If you-
because he feels drawn to the Holy Spirit, but he can't accept the Holy Spirit. That's why.
I have this really simple thing. It's called a block button. It's beautiful.
He's harmless, though. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, just ignore him, because it's okay if he's got a spanner, guys. He hasn't misused his spanner at all or anything. He's lost. You know what I mean? He's really lost.
He's an
An
asshole.
interesting point from before when Michael was bringing up about the Jehovah's Witness Bible. And you mentioned that they still agreed with the creational part.
Well, I could have sworn it said later on in John when it mentions all things were created by Jesus. I could have sworn it said all of the things, and then when it's done.
Well, they get out with that because the Paul one was that. Yeah, he did do it all through God's will. He's just God's son. But the interesting thing is when they say that he is a God, right? All you got to do is ask him which God was it that created everything.
Yeah.
But that's why I got a question.
Yeah, I mean, if you literally say to them, what God was Jesus then? Because if they're saying he was a God, ask them what God it is. And the red spins round.
If you could imagine, they were like a family who used to come to me, a man, a woman, and a son.
Yeah.
If you can imagine the face, and what woman just looks at me and she says, "You don't think Jesus is God, do you?"
But that's the thing. Jesus declared.
Yeah.
This is interesting because we can all understand that only God created everything. Because even the
Hey,
Bible,
guys, can I say something?
even
right
the
quick?
Bible in Genesis 1 declares God created everything, correct?
Yeah.
At the
But
beginning,
Jesus-
everything was created.
Yeah.
And then Jesus, when in the New Testament, said, "Who was there when I laid the foundations of the earth? Who was there when I set the line upon it?" You know, that's Jesus declaring he's God, creating everything.
True. Can I say something right quick, Flash? We just had a second coming of Flash waved right through the clouds. I just saw it. Can I testify to that?
Sorry, what?
What?
Oh, when you came through when you walked through your green screen, it looked like you walked out of the clouds.
Oh,
It was funny. I'm just saying.
oh yeah.
I have a question about Genesis.
Oh.
Oh boy. Okay, what's
You've
the question?
read Genesis, Luca.
Well, what?
Do you know just the bit you want to ask a question about? Of course.
Hold on, PJ.
Which
Hold
bit
on.
did Chat GPT tell you to ask about?
Okay. What is the first recorded act God calls not good?
What now?
What is the first recorded act in Genesis that God
When Cain
calls
killed Abel.
not good?
When Cain killed Abel.
What? No. What in Genesis? What is the first
Cain killed
recorded
Abel.
act?
Cain killed Abel in Genesis.
Yeah, but what is the first recorded act?
When
God
Cain
calls not
killed Abel. Why
I
is
presume
your
he
brother's
talks-
blood
he
crying
talks
out
when
to
man,
me?
Man first transgressed.
I thought it
And
was.
he ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Cain
Yeah.
as well, yeah.
It's the man being alone.
No.
Oh,
That's-
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually
Yeah.
true because you're saying
That's a
it's
fair
not good
point.
for man to be alone.
He did say that.
Yeah,
That's a
but
good point,
it is
Luca.
not, it's not
I
an
concede.
act, though, guys. Guys, it's not an act. He said, "What was the first act?" God said.
right. Yeah. So
Ah,
you
yeah.
phrased that wrong. So yeah.
Yeah.
It was more like an observation that he realized, okay, maybe he should have a helper.
Yeah.
But it's not like he didn't already know.
Yeah.
Like he were lonely or something.
It would have been more prudent
Okay,
to ask, what
observation
was the
then.
first thing that was
Okay,
not
well-
good in Genesis? Not the first act. Yeah.
How about
Did you get that from ChatGPT, Luca?
I did?
Why
Of
don't
course
you?
you did.
Why don't you tell Chat that it's
was
not
right.
an act?
Well, that's true. Maybe the wording was a bit misleading. But you can't really blame ChatGPT. It does make mistakes.
No, but the thing is, Luca, you can be blamed because of ChatGPT.
So
this
Luca-
is where you're in error, mate.
Yeah. So Luca.
Well, how about
You know, when you stand in front of God, do you think He's going to accept? Well, ChatGPT says.
well, how about according to the Gospel of John, which Old Testament feast provides the setting for Jesus? If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink. Proclamation.
The Last Supper.
Feast.
Is
Feast of
it
Tabernacles.
A. Passover.
Passover.
B.
Okay?
Feast of Booths. C. Feast of Weeks. Or D. Feast of Trumpets.
Well, it was the Passover when they had the Last Supper,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the Passover is the
Yeah.
Last Supper. If you thirst, come to me. Correct?
Mm-hmm. If anyone
Tabernacles.
thirsts,
It's not the feet. Oh, I got to get a new. Return to home screen, get a new link. New meeting. Start instant. Guys, please hit the likes, share the show. Do 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 do. Where is it now? I've got to stick it up. New link. Replacement message. Let's see everybody coming in now. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't keep time on the watch on the time.
that's fair.
But I think it would be the Feast of Tabernacles, to be honest.
The Feast of Tabernacles.
Let's
Barnacles.
see. According to ChatGPT, it is the Feast of Booths.
Booths. What?
Tabernacles.
Tabernacles. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Said Feast of Tabernacles.
Well, thank you, Vicky, for your £10 super chat. Really appreciate it. Says, can we not have a Luca show every night? He talks like a snail, moves very slow. He'll get to the point next century. Please smash the likes.
Oh man,
Please smash the likes, guys. I really
I'm
appreciate
just
it.
praising him about the Bible.
But thank you very much, Vicky, for the super chat. Appreciate it. But yeah, Luca, why aren't you
what?
sleeping there? It is like 4 a.m. there, isn't it?
PJ froze.
Everything's
Eh.
frozen. Can you hear me?
But
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me. Everything's frozen. My whole computer's frozen. Like even the
my
YouTube's frozen and everything. And I went into the filters to put my glasses on, and nothing's there. Everything's frozen. I'm gonna have to refresh, guys. I'm gonna have to come back. It's not even refreshing. I'm gonna have to turn the computer off. I'm gonna have to turn the computer off. It's not even letting me refresh.
Wow,
So.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn the computer off and come back in. I'll see you in a minute.
Clap, clap, clap. Good job, Flatfoot. You did it.
Not hard to beat ChatGPT, is it?
Well, these are just questions about these
Well,
are.
Luca, I've got a
quizzing.
question for you without looking at ChatGPT. You up for that?
Yeah, okay. Let me close it off.
Who was the
There you
disciple? Who was the disciple that was the tax collector?
The tax collector.
I'll give you a clue. It starts with an M.
I don't know.
Matthew.
50-50.
Ah, dang. Yeah, that makes sense. Dang.
That's actually a really easy one too, Luca.
True or false?
well.
True or false? There was more than one John in the disciples.
False?
There was more than one. It was Big John and Little John.
Ah, dang. So we had the son or something called John too?
No.
Or what? Well, who's the second John? Who are the Johns? Who's Big John and who's Little
The
John?
disciples.
Yeah, there were two that were one was a brother or somebody else, and
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue.
Yeah, I think it was. No, I'm trying to think. Andrew was Peter's brother, was Simon Peter, and Big John was Philip's brother. Can't remember. There we go,
I think
PJ.
you're right with the
There you go,
Philip.
PJ.
Philip
You
brother.
back?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Well, don't feel bad. Like, even for me, I have to look up a lot of this stuff too. I really do. Like a year ago, I was in a Bible trivia with a bunch of other people, and I got my butt kicked. It was a very humbling experience.
Do you know what? Iron sharpens iron. It's
Yeah,
a good when you get
sure
a
does.
question like that, and you can go back and have a look at it. Yeah.
hmm
So, any more questions or?
Big John equals John the Baptist, and Little John equals John the Apostle.
A question for you.
Okay,
How did
that-
John the Baptist die, Luca?
That's an easy one, Luca. You shouldn't have to look that up.
That tree, right? The hanging?
No,
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
The furnace?
no.
You got burned?
I mean,
Uh,
if you take what you said about hanging and kind of attribute it to the kind of same area,
If you did the Cavendish with the
He's-
hanging.
he fell
Think
off a
think
cliff
about a
and got
platter.
No,
gutted
no,
by-
that was Judas Iscariot. John
No,
the
you're
Baptist
talking
was
about-
beheaded.
it,
What happened with John the Baptist is he was taken for calling out heretical doctrine, and King Herod arrested him, and then King Herod's wife got him to get him beheaded to put his head on a
Yeah.
silver platter for a festival.
He actually got beheaded for a lap dance.
Yeah, for a lap dance. There we go.
Damn.
And who was John the Baptist? Luca? I don't
John
know
the
why I keep
Baptist.
asking
Well,
you this. You don't know
John-
the basic things, but I mean.
Well,
Jesus'
I
cousin.
don't know.
He was Jesus' cousin.
Jesus' cousin, eh?
Yeah.
And he baptized Jesus and baptized others. He ate locusts.
Wait, how can Jesus have cousins if he wasn't? If he was?
I don't know, maybe because he came as a human and because his mother and father were humans.
Mary and Elizabeth were.
But he just.
Hold
he
on,
just
hold on. Mary
he
and Elizabeth.
manifested.
Hold on.
didn't he?
And Mary and Elizabeth were sisters. So that's
He
why.
ma-
What do you mean? He
didn't Jesus manifest?
was
Hey,
born
Just
of
Incredible,
Mary.
good to see you,
He
mate.
came out of Mary. He's still Mary's blood.
Yeah, but he was there in the beginning, it just hadn't manifested yet, right?
True that, but as a man on earth, he had family, Luca. That's the way it works.
If we're saying that they're all God, just in different, then that means he must have been there at the beginning of the Bible too, just not manifested yet. No. That would be the correct assumption to make, right?
No.
No?
I just want to
But
quickly
he's
get.
God, no?
He was born. He manifested
form.
in the Old Testament, but he was born in the New Testament.
Okay, so Job 38, this is for Just Incredible because he's asking for that verse where Jesus claimed to be laying the foundations. So the Lord reveals his omnipotence to Job. So then the Lord answered Job out of a whirlwind and said, so this is Jesus talking here, guys, when he was in the whirlwind. Who is this who darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Now prepare yourself like a man. I will question you and you shall answer me. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know, or who stretched the line upon it? To what were its foundations fastened? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for the joy. That was Jesus, guys.
Yeah, that's pretty clear.
So there's Jesus declaring himself as God in the Old Testament. Woohoo!
What was that noise, Luca? That was a no?
Well,
Yeah. In my account, from what I looked up, only three. No, wait, hold on.
You mean from what you just Googled through ChatGPT?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Luca, what did Jesus do at the wedding?
Jesus
When he was at the wedding? Yeah, he was at a wedding.
I suppose he turned the water into wine.
Huh. He knows that at least.
What was his last
You've been
miracle?
reading.
If that was his first miracle, what was his last miracle?
I guess when he rose from the dead.
Before then.
That was a
Before then.
miracle?
What is his last public how can I say miracle before his resurrection?
I guess
In the flesh, yeah.
I guess when he healed the
Think of what's
Begins with
his name?
L.
Ooh.
Begins in L and
walking
ends in
water.
us. Begins in L and ends in us.
Did he walked on water once?
Begins in L and ends in us.
Think how your
Begins with
body
an
would stink
L.
after 4 days from being dead.
Yeah, he stinketh.
Yeah, I suppose he would have to wash
Jesus
or
wept.
something.
Jesus wept about it too.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
They were
Right,
asking
yeah.
if he would have not died.
You can't get much better.
I don't know how much more plain we can make it to him.
I know. I might as well just say it.
Yeah, go ahead and say it.
Hey guys, didn't he multiply?
when he raised Lazarus.
He raised Lazarus, yeah, but I'm talking about when he
Oh.
came to the lake and he told to throw the net on the other side. That was after
That wasn't his last. That wasn't his last miracle. Though.
Yeah, it wasn't his last
Okay.
miracle, yeah.
When
Yeah, because what happened is after he fed the multitudes with the 2 loaves and 5 fishes. And then he told the disciples decided to go back home to Capernaum, and then they took a boat. And then the storm came, and Jesus wasn't with them because he said he'll see them later. Then later in the storm, he showed up on the storm, and he told Peter to get out and walk to him. And Peter walked on water to Jesus, and then he started drowning. Jesus pulled him up, and then they climbed the boat, and then he told the sea to calm down. And the sea calmed down.
Well, did you know that's not Jesus? That's actually the sun's reflection, and Peter must be the moon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that how does not God walk on water and not God command the seas to stop?
Well, yeah.
That's weird.
Like, because the reflection of the sun does that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
So I have that kind of question for all the Unitarians out there.
Oh, right. So
I've just checked, and it said it wasn't Lazarus. It was it said it was the healing of the high priest's son.
Oh yeah, that's correct because it was
Ah,
before.
so
It was a
sometimes
Passover.
Right,
It was still
right.
It was at
That's true.
Passover. You're actually right.
That's
Before
That's
his
true, actually. Lazarus was probably just
before
Do
that.
you know there's got to be
biggest
some?
one, so to speak.
I'm gonna have to
Maybe
look at that because
the
there's
main one.
No, it had to be that because it was
symbolic in that.
because he was that I'm trying to think. Wasn't it no. Was it the high priest?
No, it cuts off his ear.
Ah, yes, in the garden of Gethsemane.
Ah, yeah.
That would be the last one. Yes, after Peter cut off the ear of the Jewish shoulder, and then then God heals. That's the last one. That could be the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it's got to be because he was arrested then.
See,
It's
we
got
don't
to
know
be.
much, do we?
No, we don't.
We were thinking. we were thinking like biggest main miracle type thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we were thinking.
An interesting thing is about that first miracle about turning the water into wine is on the cross he literally turned his blood, which was represented by wine, obviously in the remembrance. He turned his blood into water, like we all do, because as the Romans pierced his side.
Oh yeah.
Malchus.
And
Malchus was the guy's name.
And that's what we read now in Psalms 22. I fly
What's that?
like water. Psalms 22.
Oh,
That's what
right.
you read.
Didn't know that.
hmm Even if you go read Psalms, Isaiah 53, it also gives it in great detail how Jesus is crucified. And I think this is why the Jews don't read Isaiah 53 and things like that. Why the rabbis keep it from them. Because it shows the prophecy to be true and Jesus fulfilled it.
Oh, Luca.
yeah,
Was you banging your phone about or whatever you're at?
I'm moving my iPad around. So my bad. Sorry.
Well, can you move it with less amplification?
Yeah, Norman Cross. You see, the thing is, you can't get a baby from a virgin unless you God.
That's right.
God does the impossible.
What about all the allegorical other characters that had virgin births before Christ, supposedly, where the story came from, according to these pagan religions like Osiris and who else was there? Like Isis, there's like several different. Yeah, Horus supposedly was born of a virgin birth.
Yeah, but
Right?
if you look at the histories, there's a lot of dissimilarities between all these belief systems, and the people that attack Christianity falsely attribute them all together to say Christianity's copying. It's not the case. There's big differences between them.
Yeah, and Justin Johnson just put out a video that actually refutes all those, goes through the actual myth behind all that, mythos and all that stuff.
Yep.
That they're not exactly anything like Christ, to be honest.
Nope.
There's some similarities, but I don't think they're the same at all.
If you really
So much
want,
wrong with that.
if you really want to take straws, you can sort of make that argument. But if you look at the historical documentation stuff, it doesn't fit. I mean, people also love claiming that Zoroastrianism, that's where Christianity started. No. Even that's different. And by the way, they had Zoroastrianism still in that time when Christianity was flourishing.
I think it all ties into the Catholic Church after the fact. There were a lot of people from those sects that came into Christianity, and they made similarities out of it, I guess. But the Catholics like to adapt all those myths and legends and stuff into, I guess, make everybody feel comfortable when they went to Mass. I have no idea. You can become a Christian too, even though you're a pagan.
I don't no man. I don't think anybody was timed out or blocked for say asking about how can somebody come from a virgin? How can a baby come from a virgin? I think it was for other things. I just think that's one of the comments they made. I don't think that's why they were timed out, and it wasn't banned. It was timed out, I think.
Do you guys have any interesting you guys want us to go through?
And what was I just doing?
Luca, your hand's up. What do you got?
No, I'm saying.
It's my hand up.
Hands up, baby. Hands up. Give me your heart.
Maybe.
Give me your heart. Give me.
Maybe what is there at any time when you have to look back at something, and how would you confirm your beliefs when you have to look back at something, and because you're wrong or something like that?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Like, is there a time when you've had to revisit a topic because
Yes.
you've been wrong about it?
Yes.
Oh,
you're
Yeah,
right.
Paul Earth.
Many
Look
times.
like
Many
rumbles
times.
about Paul Earth.
Too right.
Many times.
And how
Absolutely.
do you do that? How
By
do
humbling yourself once you've figured out you're wrong.
what process do you do to look at that something?
You
that
do the
you're wrong
research
about?
and you say, I was wrong, and then fix yourself and move on. That's what you do. That's
Sometimes
how
it's
we.
just
That's why we flat earthers today.
Sometimes it's just revelation. Sometimes it's just like, okay, penny dropped.
I mean, just like I did now in the whole stream. I said, oh yeah, Luca, you were right. I'm sorry I was wrong. You see, as simple as that.
Is that humility speaking?
Yeah,
sir?
it's called humility.
Yeah.
You get a lot of things wrong. But that's why what you do is you learn from your mistakes.
And that's why I like to be patient if possible, like with people of other doctrines, because it's like with flat Earth, it took me years to come around, because it was contrary to what I was raised to believe. And so
and how did you
I
do
like
that?
to give that to people of different doctrines, because if I have a correction for them, if I'm not careful, I'll get a knee-jerk reaction instead, and they'll be like, "Well, Derek, that's contrary to what I was raised to believe,"
And how did you start doing that? What made you question the globe Earth?
Well, for me, it started for me back in 2009 when atheists started mocking me, for being a Christian, and they're like, I would provide scripture of why I am, how evolution isn't real. And they're like, well, you know what else your Bible says? That the earth is flat. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, it doesn't say that. Can't say that. I'm not even joking.
I am it.
Oh,
But it took several more years for me to actually come around, because I didn't really know how to fight it at that time with actual real science.
so what was shown to you first? What was the first thing that? Well, aside from the Bible, what observation did you make?
Well, for me, it wasn't a direct observation for myself. It came from the dog cam, the high altitude footage.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's literally physically impossible for the Earth to still be a globe at that height, and yet still see nothing but a flat horizon in every direction.
But did you look up a reason why you wouldn't see the curve from that height or something? Did you try and dispute what you were shown, or?
Well, no,
what
at
you
that
saw?
point, I couldn't dispute it anymore. Like, oh my God.
Did you try?
Why would you dispute reality?
No, did
Right,
you
at
try
that
to
point,
dispute
There's
it?
a big
disputing
difference between what you've been
reality.
told
I wasn't
and reality.
interested in that.
Yeah, I know, but did you try to dispute it?
There's no reason for me to at that point when I'm already convinced. Like, oh my goodness, clearly that's what reality is, and
Did
I
you
had
look
it
at
wrong
what?
for a long time.
No, did you look at what the other side had to say?
You mean
About
excuse?
You know, hold on, he came from the other side. He just
Crying
come
out
from the
loud,
other
Luca.
side. What are you talking about,
Yeah,
Luca?
can I just say, Luca, we weren't born flat earthers.
He just
We
came
also
from
weren't
the other
born
side.
yesterday.
Oh, so he looked at the other side.
Hello
So,
from
wait.
the other
So
side.
you didn't. So what you? Hi, Vicky. So you
Luca took you long
So
to
you
notice.
looked at.
We
You
came from
looked
the
at.
other side, and we literally know more than most of the people that still believe it's a ball.
So you looked at the footage that was presented by Glover and saw that there was
Luca,
no curve. Or what?
Luca, like you, we went to school and were taught all the BS that you were taught, but you believe it.
No,
He
we just
told you,
realised
he
that
came
BS
from
was
the other
wrong.
side,
Yeah, we
Well, I
just,
believed it up until being about 56, like.
right?
I believed it up until about, oh, I don't even know now. I've been,
You must be knocking up
Yeah,
3
I
years
was-
now.
yeah.
haven't you?
I've been
yeah, it's
about
gotta
8
be
years now. 8, 9
8
years.
years.
8 years
No.
already.
I think I'm still at 9
Like
years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Me about 2.5, 3 years, I think.
I mean, I started believing.
I didn't want to be a flat
Right,
earther. I
right,
thought they were all
right.
mental.
Oh, so it's not just me. Okay. Glad.
No, I did. I thought all of you were stark raving mad.
No, you see, the thing is,
Yeah.
when I first heard it, I was thinking it's some little weird cult that's starting.
Yeah.
You know, like Mormonism and stuff. But like I said, it just stuck in my head. I left it, and then when I went on holiday, I started doing my own observations. Like, whoa, this does fit. You know, it's really weird. And then I really started looking into it, and I was like, okay, I might be wrong. And then later on, the scriptures came and revealed to me that, okay, the Bible actually does speak about it being this way.
Yeah.
And
And
Did
I
you-
accepted it.
Luca.
no, did you look at what the other side's
You keep- wow, you
explanation
keep-
was?
What do you mean the other
Luca
side?
came
We
from
were
the other
the other
side.
side.
Like the globe earth's
We
explanation.
were
Was a
global.
globe.
You
I
were
tested
global,
it.
Oh my
Luca.
days, Luca. You don't listen
Yes,
to
but-
anything.
You need. So
We don't need
what?
to
Yeah,
anything,
but
Luca.
did you even look at the
Yeah,
explanation?
what?
Look, right. This is a thing that I see common with globers. They think that they're trying to convince us that Earth's a globe. No,
Right.
Oh,
we already believed that, and
Hold
we
on, I'm
realised
not
it was
trying to
wrong.
convince you the Earth a globe. I'm just trying to get like what led up to you becoming flat earthers.
Yeah, but
I'll
you're
tell
not
you what it was,
listening.
Luca.
You're not
What made
listening.
me
You're
a flat
saying, did we
earther.
listen to
But
other sides'
you-
arguments? We came from
You
that
said
side.
came
that
from
you
that
didn't-
outside.
Can I
You
speak?
said okay. Go ahead.
When I first started arguing with you, Luca, I was a glober.
Really?
Yes, I was a
Oh.
glober.
Mhm.
It took ages. I was in chat and everything, and it took a while for me to be like, I get it.
Yeah, you were
And
still.
I even remember the day I said to PJ, I get it. And PJ was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I totally get it.
But I do remember your appeals to you
Oh.
about it. You know.
Oh,
Oh my.
Robot.
We've got
Jimmy.
a frozen statue. Oh, he's back.
Oh,
Was
hello.
it me? Was it me? Sorry.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
yeah,
saying,
Yeah,
I was
all right.
saying, I remember when Peter was telling me that Vicky was like, she just doesn't really care about the flat Earth. You know, it doesn't really bother
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
don't give a crap about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I
And
mean,
then
that's
I
fair.
because I was in chat every night and I started listening and eventually, and also I was seeing, like, even from before, when I first started up, like, arguing with Luca, I saw the Globers and I realised that there's not one good thing about most of them, and there's not. I saw the poison that comes out of them, and it does make you think, like, I don't want to be one of them.
And we're talking about the
well,
anti-flat
that-
earthers, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Not all globes
Yeah.
are this way.
like McToon and like.
To be fair, I don't look. I've never watched McToon apart from when Keith's debated him or we've played him on here. I have
mean-
listen. I have nothing to do with them, but obviously I see the shit we get in chat and that, and yeah, it does put you off, and you think none of them have God, and they don't, and you can see it.
Like, I agree that some globers at least have this, like, anger towards flat earthers and
No,
you know.
Luca, it's not even an anger. Some
But-
of them are psychopath obsessed, and
But-
it's scary to the point, Luca. I will never name my kids on YouTube ever.
But there is a
Wait,
there's
wait,
a there's an incredibly good reason for some of them to be toxic.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
Why? Because we don't believe what you believe.
Why should you be toxic?
No, it's
Why should
because
anybody be toxic?
Bullshit. That is
That's
complete and
because-
utter bullshit.
Garbage.
When do we, Luca, name one time you've seen any of us on here in a global chat being a twat? Never.
Well, I didn't say flat earthers. I said
No,
globe.
but never. So how are they justified then? The things we get called
It's
and the
just-
things that get said about us by anti-flat earthers, and you're saying, well, I see why they get it. Why they get like
Well, okay.
Hold on, if that's the case, Luca, hold on, if that's the case, shall we all start making videos and be as vulgar as they are?
No,
No.
it's not justified to be toxic. At all.
Obviously, no one is justified in sending death threats or whatever. But I'm not talking about the death threats in this example. I'm just
Luca, I
I'm
literally the other
finished.
day, the other day, I had an anti-flat earther bringing up my dead baby. This is the length
Stop
that the
giving
sickos go to.
Stop giving him any.
No, I know, but I'm
time.
just
I
saying.
know,
I
but
had-
saying
Yeah,
it,
she's
don't
just
give him
making a
any time.
point. She's just making
I know
a
she
point.
is.
I'm
I know
not
she is. Don't
talking
give him
about
any
that
time.
twat.
I know.
I've
Stop,
also had
stop.
someone make a video about my dad dying when I was 11. I'm 42.
yeah,
But yeah,
that-
it's weird. They love getting very personal with people for some reason.
Yeah, Luca,
no,
just to make a
no,
point right
I-
quick, hold on before you say anything. They go through great lengths to discredit and defame us, ridicule us, and they even, if they had their way, some of them would actually have our kids taken away from us and us locked up in jail
And they're
because
proud of it.
unfit people. Yeah, they think we shouldn't be existing. That's the whole point.
well,
I don't agree with you.
like PhD Tony, for example, he doesn't do death threats and stuff. He just gets a bit angry at flat earthers.
A bit.
With
Like,
yeah,
bit,
with
okay.
with PhD Tony, his reason, he has a good reason because he has spent, well, basically all his life. He has spent years in the field of
He works in a secondary school, dude.
with
so he's got good reason to be toxic.
working
Is
with
that what you're saying?
gravity, and then
Hold on. So you're saying he's got good reason to be toxic.
The fact that he is a
Yeah,
teacher and he teaches in a school, then that behaviour is even worse.
Yeah, that was
coming
Full
from
Bell.
someone
That
like
was
him.
Full Bell. Yeah, Full Bell works as a secondary school.
Because that's not the way you're talking about PhD Tony to me. I mean, geez,
and then
no,
you got
What-
Matt
Say that-
Easton, thank you very much for your $5 super chatty with
Ju-
the
just 'cause
dancing
someone's-
and the
just
trumpet. Thank you
'cause
very much for your
someone's been
super
in-
sport, man.
Sorry,
Sorry, I'm just saying
I
thank
mean,
you, Matt. You
told
rock.
me that I was
Just
lying.
Luca.
Luca, where's
No,
Luca? Where's
tell
Ju-
Please,
Luca, just
Luca, hush your gums.
Luca, Luca. You need to start winding this in, man. Talking over people, right? I'd started talking and I stopped to let Keith finish.
Talking a
Right,
bit.
just because someone's been in school or higher education most of their life, and then they're a teacher or whatever, don't mean that they should get angry with someone just because they have different beliefs. There's no excuse.
no?
Well, right quick, Tony has a belief of his own. He believes in the cosmic Big Bang Theory, and he goes to that school teaching that stuff. That's all. He actually, his science is surrounded by that. It's his life, dude. That's why he hates somebody who says that God created the universe and instead it was a Big Bang that created it. All his
That-
science is
Yeah, but I
everything
mean-
about it.
But I mean, let's for
Clean that
instance
way.
take like Full Bell.
Basically
Where he
telling
mocks-
him that his job is
Luca, you're doing that again.
Okay.
Miranda.
Let's for instance take like Full Bell,
Luca,
where he mocks everybody. And he tells us how dumb we are. And then he wants to show us gas pressure without containment. And then he demonstrates gas pressure with containment, having 5 containers in his demonstration. This is the
It's
ideology.
monkey science.
Yeah.
The
It's,
thing. right? The gas is being poured from one container to the other. So, in the process of being poured, it's not in a container at that moment. When it's in the moment of being not in a container.
Always in
Well,
the
it
container.
shows that we already live in a contained system, Luca.
You just literally said when it goes from one container to the other container, it's not in a container.
Yeah.
Seriously.
We
Seriously.
said that.
If you
Like
try
when
and pour
it's
something
between
which
both-
isn't in the container into another container without a container, it ends up on the floor.
If you pour water,
It
the
literally ends
moment
up on the
before it
floor.
lands in the container,
You are absolutely delusionary.
when you pour water from one cup to another, there is a moment when the water is not in a container. The moment right after you
And it
pour,
shows the
moment
environment
before
which we
it
reside
reaches
is a
the
contained
container.
system. Luca, are you listening?
Hmm?
That water pouring itself, it shows the environment we live in is in a contained system. You cannot get that by some magical, non-existent barrier. That's the whole point.
You're not going to find a system that doesn't have containment anywhere, and each one of the states of matter, they are in a phase themselves, and they never leave their containment. Now there's some matter that is the container itself. Yeah.
Why can't in our world? Why can't we use gravity as the container?
Because it's made up. It's belief based.
In our world, it's not made up. So why can't it be
In your world. You
See,
If-
Luca, you're just
I
looping.
do.
if gravity is real, why can't it be the container?
Is it physical?
Well, that's the whole problem. It's like because it can't be demonstrated, even if you believe it's real. It cannot be scientifically proven. It's absolute monkey science.
Okay.
That's why we said belief to start with.
Okay,
He has
Luca.
a belief in.
This unicorn teddy. Okay? I'm going to drop it
Mhm.
now. Okay? You observe it dropped, accelerated to the ground. Correct?
Okay, yeah, okay.
You claim the
We're on the same
cause.
page.
You claim the cause for that is a force that's not actually a force called gravity. Correct?
Yeah.
Now that claim has never been substantiated, other than, well, I have maths to say if I drop it, it will fall. Correct?
Well, we have prediction. We have predicted math.
Okay, let me
That's
say that
it.
again. So you have maths that says if I drop it, it would fall. Correct.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the math.
So
is
the math
predicted.
only
then-
works. So the math is only describing what we observe in reality. Correct.
Well, yeah. But
Now,
it's
you're attributing a force that's not a force called gravity to that observation. Correct.
a force that's not a force. What do you mean?
Gravity is not a force. It's seen as a force that's not actually a force.
Well, in Newton described it as a force. Einstein didn't.
That's just obfuscation. I'm asking you a very simple question. Do you attribute the thing falling with maths to gravity that's a force that's not actually a force?
Well, now it's not a force, so I guess it's not a force.
Does maths say that this unicorn teddy falls?
Well, you can. Maths is just a language that
I 100%
Just-
agree.
describes.
Now, in that
patterns,
maths, you guys have added what you call a G constant, correct?
Yeah, big G. Yeah.
Okay.
GM over 1/2 over R squared or whatever it was,
Great.
yeah. M2.
Now, if we
One.
change that, now if we change that G to a U to claim unicorns, okay,
Mhm.
we get exactly the same results, correct?
Yeah.
Well, that's just changing the name.
Do we get exactly the same? Do we get exactly the same observation when we change G to U?
Well, if you do nothing except change the name, then yeah, you would get the same result.
Is it not just
Okay.
I don't think he's getting it. Okay, cool.
Luca,
So
can you
wait,
show
let me
us a
finish,
G?
Roger. Roger, let me just finish.
Yeah, sorry.
for a minute.
Sorry.
So, since we have that unicorn causing this unicorn teddy to fall based on math, how can you go and claim the unicorn is the cause if you can't even observe the unicorn doing this and you can't manipulate that unicorn doing that?
Well, with gravity, we can manipulate the distance, right? You can manipulate the distance between things, and you can change the mass of things as well by introducing bigger or smaller masses. Would you agree with that? You can get a bigger mass than you had before, and that changes a variable, and you can change the distance between them, and that's also going to change the variable.
You're still not doing science because you need an observation an actual observation, something happening in nature, Luca, to do this.
Yeah, and the difference between that bigger mass is just the weight of it, dude. So that's the one thing you varied is the weight there, and the distance and the time it takes to get there. So how does that prove gravity at all? Go ahead.
Terry actually asked you, Luca, do you believe in the new gravity that says it can be repulsive?
Wow. You can't. No, you can't manipulate gravity to make it repulsive.
Yeah, you can't. There we go. Gravity doesn't exist. Hey, Sleeping Warren, how's it going, man?
Hey. Test it.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Anthony.
I was just wondering if I could chat with Luca for a minute. Give me a shout when
No, you can talk to
him.
It's fine.
Go ahead. Right now.
Go ahead.
Please take over.
Hey, Luca.
Yeah?
You asked if gravity was a force, why can it not be the container?
Yeah.
Here's your answer. Pay attention and respond to what I say, not what I don't say, what I do say. If gravity was a force, then there would be a gas law that describes directionality to gas. Do you understand?
Well, gas laws, why would gas laws... Well, I agree that some might include gravity, but most don't.
Yeah, but we're supposed to be in a gravitational field, aren't we? Where directionality of things is a thing because everything falls down, apparently. Yeah,
well,
the
gas laws are separate from gravity.
Okay, so the gravity doesn't apply to them then. So gravity can't exist because it doesn't.
Why can't gravity apply to gas laws?
Because gravity would apply to gas molecules, and gas molecules would fall down, but they don't do that.
Well, they do.
Which gas law describes that? Which gas law describes that behavior?
Why would it need to describe what happens with gravity?
Luca. Which gas law describes the gas molecules?
Gas laws are just about gas.
Yeah.
Not
so
about
which gas
anything.
law?
They don't
Which gas law describes the directionality of gas, please?
Yeah, they don't need to.
Then it doesn't exist.
You wouldn't
then it
need
doesn't
to
exist.
describe something that is quote unquote unrelated because gas laws
Luca, listen.
nothing to do.
Luca, listen to me. Your question was, if gravity was a force, why can't we have? Why can't it hold the gas molecules in? Well, if gravity was a force, there must be a directionality of gas, but there is no gas law that describes that. So either there is no gravity, or there is a problem with the gas laws. Which one is it?
Well, you see, gas laws don't need to describe. Well, they can, but it's not.
So which one is it then?
It's not needed for good approximations.
Which one is it? Is it that there's no gas law that describes directionality because there's a problem with the gas laws? Or is it the fact that gases expand freely in all directions? Is that not in itself proof that there's no gravitational force?
There's no gas laws that describes directionality.
Correct. So therefore, either gravity cannot exist or the gas laws are wrong. Which one is it?
Well, don't.
No
I
further
know,
questions, Your Honor.
I know, real law don't include direction, but
Well, let's put it this way: which one is observable? Gas laws or gravity?
wait, what? Gas laws or gravity?
Yeah.
Which one do we observe, Luca?
Well, I guess we observe both in a way.
No, it's one or the other.
I got a question for you, right quick. If you put a gas in a container, like right here, would it go straight down, or does it go to the ends of the container and press against it?
I mean, it would go to the ends of the container and press against it, right?
So where's your gravity there? That's the question, Luke.
But you can observe gas laws, right? No?
Right, we do observe gas laws, correct. What we don't observe is gravity.
But you can observe mass attracting mass, right? No?
No, we don't. And that's why, like, things like Cavendish was never a real experiment, even though it's taught as an experiment. That's not what it is.
Why? Wait, how? Why isn't Cavendish an experiment?
Like, even if they call it that, it's mislabeling.
Yeah,
it's
a quantity experiment at best. It doesn't really fulfill any of those requirements.
And the requirement is just
that all mass attracts mass. That's the statement of Newton's general law of gravitation. Yeah. All mass attracts mass.
Yes.
All mass has gravity.
Uh-huh.
But if you take that in a literal statement, it just basically saying all mass has a weight to it.
Uh-huh.
That's really literally what it means. That's why they get away with it.
All
There's
mass
no
has
attraction
weight.
between masses. That all mass has weight. The literal word of gravitas means to have weight. That's really what the Latin word means. That's how they can word it. But there's not a force that causes that. We can describe it with displacement for the most part. Every mass is subject to the medium that it's in. It finds equilibrium. That's what we've been going on about for years, dude. And like you guys want to have this imaginary force that holds everything in an orbit to fit your model. That's what you really are digging for.
And to kind of tie this back into your first question to me, Luca, like, why didn't we listen to the other side? Like, we were the other side. We were Globers. And with the evidence that I saw, that where I reached my conclusion, it's like, at this point, I would have to fight reality. And that's what the anti-flat earthers do today.
So you already knew what the explanation was and just didn't think it matched with didn't think it was a good enough explanation or something?
No,
the observations I saw don't match a globe, period.
Did you look up the explanation? Did you try and find the explanation for what the other side says about it?
No,
I listened to them after, and all of their explanations are bogus. Every last one of them.
The refraction, that's bogus?
The what?
The refraction explanation, that's bogus?
Yeah.
Because obviously you would have heard that with an observation, right? You would have heard refraction being used as...
The globe Earth refraction is bogus, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you then look at what they say about refraction? Why is it bogus?
No, it's like there is refraction, but it's not what they're saying it is.
Well, why is it bogus? Why is refraction bogus?
Well, for instance, people have done tests and it doesn't behave like globe says it does.
We can. You do agree that refraction is a thing, right?
Well, it is a thing. Yeah.
The problem here, Luke, is I don't think you know what refraction is.
And it does raise things up above a curve, right? It does do that.
No, it
Really?
doesn't holographically raise an image up above a curve. And even in a lot of the
that can
observations
be
we have made,
observed.
there's horizons beyond that refracted curve.
Okay, I'm gonna show you something. Let me get a video quickly.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. So, what you were saying to us now, Luke, is a thing that we've looked at and found that it's not actually how things are.
I'm sure I've shown you the driveway video.
Wow.
I mean, hold on. Let me see if I can find it again.
Okay. Shout out to Sky Free. They did a recent another observation and demonstration, and this one kills whatever you just claimed, Luca. They got 4 different sensors, and it gives the temperatures. Check this. Oh, music. Never mind. Bring it off.
You might want to turn it so you don't get
It's muted.
copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And by the way, there's no curvature in this video.
no. But look at the temperatures on the screen. Okay, it's got the different temperature sensors. You see how high they are from each other?
Yeah, in 15 minutes.
14 degrees, 8 degrees, okay. And 14.
I want you to see, you see the Celsius at the bottom. Okay, these are all in
Okay,
Celsius.
19.7.
But can I talk? Okay.
Yeah.
But I want you to concentrate on this 0 inch, the bottom one. Okay? The
Okay.
reason I want you to concentrate on most of that is because that's the temperature sensor here at the floor. Okay.
No. Yeah, okay.
At
0.7 degrees Celsius.
I want you to see something. Just look. They're gonna let the air come in. They're gonna open the door.
Okay, they've opened it.
And
Okay.
I want you
Ooh,
to
it's
observe and tell me which is the hottest area at all 4. Which is hottest, Luca?
the one at the floor.
The bottom. Now, you guys claim heat raises.
Rises, yeah?
No, you guys claim the heat raises the image due to refraction, correct?
We claim that change in temperature rises.
So the hotter air is going to make the image rise.
Well, it's not specific. It's not specifically here. It can be cold air. It can be just a change in temperature is all that's needed.
No, you guys claim specifically the reason you have things over the curve is because the hot air rises, and it pushes
refraction.
and
The
it
reason-
refracts the image over the curve. Correct?
All that's needed for refraction.
It's a
is
yes or
change in
no. It's a
density.
yes or no answer, Luca.
Well, I'd have to say no then, because heat is not all that's needed for change.
Lucas
He's just
just said all that's needed for a changing for refraction is a change in temperature.
There we go.
No,
Mhm.
no. So
There's more
I'm
elements
saying
involved.
it's not
Even
the
they arguing
only
about it.
thing that can make refraction happen.
But what I'm
Define
trying to
refraction, mate.
But what I'm trying to point out on here is it's hotter at the lower levels where it's showing the refraction, Luca, because the cold air is pushing down, and that pushing down pushes the image down below your beloved Earth curve. So in other words, when we see things below Earth curve, it's not actually how it is. That's refraction that causes that observation of Earth curve. Because the Earth's flat. You
Due
understand?
to temperatures and stuff, it bends the image beyond the curve.
It bends it down.
Yeah, it's
Was it
it's
gravity
actually
pulling things
refraction.
down then, by the way, or was it the temperature? Just checking.
Density, mate. Density. Ooh.
Well,
But it's not a physical thing; it's an optical thing. If you want to recap that for you right quick, it's not a physical.
It's
curve,
physically
an
optical. It's physically optical, man.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm confused.
a change in temperature is just one of the most common ways to create refraction, you can say. But it's not the only way. Like, you can have changes in density that can make refraction happen. you can have a change in pressure. Well, density is pressure, I guess. Where you can have changes in pressure as well, or material composition. That can make it happen too. Like
we looked at what refraction were last week.
It's not just temperature. It can be the composition of what it's going through that can create refraction. It's temperature's just one of the more common ways to make it happen. Like easier. It's the most easiest way to cause refraction.
So if I make an observation over a 30-day period of time over the same place, and the refraction index changes over the daily part, does that object physically move due to that? Or is that just an optical effect I get over the 30-day observation?
Well, it's an optical effect, yeah.
There we go. So it's not a physical curve that's hiding the object. It's the refraction pulling it out of your optical range. Due to, like the moisture in the air and the heat, that changes your observation, correct? Not a physical observation. So what we're saying is that, yeah, there are some days you'll look at that object is in plain sight above the horizon. Oh, sorry, guys. Yes, that's a bird. Yeah. So that it's not that it's in the same physical location at the same level that it was last 2 days ago. Today and now I can't see it. Tomorrow I can. But overall, it's still in the same place, right? So just the optics at looking at the distance, right? Over that distance, it will mirror or mirage that object.
Yeah.
It's not a physical thing. So, yes, what we're saying is that, it's still 10 miles in a linear distance away from us, but you can't see it today, but tomorrow you'll be able to see it. Right? It's just an optical thing. So where's your physical Earth curve that you actually need to measure?
Refraction is... refraction is purely optical. Well, it's not... Refraction is an optical phenomenon, yeah.
If refraction's not an optical phenomena, then it's not Earth curve causing boats to disappear behind the horizon, is it?
Well, why on some days do you see it and some days you can't?
Well, you've just told me that it's purely optical. So if it's purely optical on the days that it looks like it's Earth curve, it can't be Earth curve because you just told me it's purely optical, correct?
It's not. It's
you answered your own question, Luca. You really did.
I did change my answer to an optical phenomenon. It's not in the sense that it's isolated. It's like it's not purely optical in that sense. Like
so you were wrong then. You were wrong when you said that.
I changed my answer. I quickly changed it to an optical phenomenon.
Is it always optical, or are there sometimes when it's not optical?
Well, it is an optical. It's not purely optical in the sense that it's isolated from everything else. But it's a phenomenon.
What we're poking at here is it's not a physical Earth curve, Luca. That's the actual point to the story. There's nothing physical about it.
When Galileo used his telescope and observed boats disappearing bottom up, if you admit and acknowledge that it's an optical phenomenon, which we say it's optical too, so we do seem to agree at this point, then it means Galileo wasn't watching Earth curve, was he? It means he was watching some optical that he hasn't got an explanation for, and sometimes it supports bendy Earth theory and other times it doesn't. But the point is, it's not Earth curve causing it, it's something optical. It's to do with the temperature and the conditions at the time.
Yeah, but the reason that refraction changes is not optical.
Were Galileo even aware of refraction?
No, they hadn't invented it. It's a bit like when it's a bit like when Marconi had when he did the bouncing of the radio waves from where was it, Wales down to Australia and England over to Newfoundland.
Yeah, he did good.
They invented that new layer of the atmosphere that's reflective, apparently, and that was how he did it. But when Galileo did his observation, they hadn't invented refraction then.
Yeah, so when people still fall back on Galileo, you can't.
No, he already knew of the ionosphere. That's why he knew.
No, The ionosphere was
Okay.
invented because, Luca, listen, the ionosphere was invented because it's not possible, because of the curve of the Earth, for him to ping radio waves across the Atlantic to America from England. It's not possible. So they invented the ionosphere as a just so story to make it possible again. Well, the same thing happened with Galileo when he observed boats disappearing over Earth curve. They realized that it was flat and it couldn't have been that, so they needed refraction. So then all of a sudden, refraction was a thing, and here you are now vomiting refraction.
No, Marconi already knew of the ionosphere.
No.
That's why
Marconi
he
did
used
not.
it.
The ionosphere was invented after his radio wave things. Go and check your history.
Mm-hmm.
But they always knew the Earth was a sphere, guys. They always knew that it was a sphere to start with. So now the refraction that they invented and the math to go with it fits their sphere. So
If you think about the claim of the ionosphere being a reflective layer over the sky, it's retarded to think that, because there's nothing up there. The higher you go, the thinner the air gets. The thinner the air gets, there can't be a reflective layer up there. But that's what they say it is. But that's what you've got to push. The ionosphere as being a reflective medium. I would say that's more likely to be the dome, but we'll not go there. Just to acknowledge the fact that Marconi, they had to provide a just so story because Marconi did the impossible on a ball.
Would it reflect lasers and radar as well?
It'll do whatever they want it to do as a just so
no,
story.
Well, no, that's the one thing they won't do is change the story. They can.
They never change a story, do they, Luca? They never come up with it.
God. Story all the time. It's a constant tap dance, and yet they're like, the science is settled.
No, it's a constant update.
Luca, listen to me. Do you agree that you can't ping a radio wave across the Atlantic because of the curve of the Earth? You shouldn't be able to get a signal from radio from England to America or vice versa. Do you agree that that's factually true? Do you agree that because of Earth curve on a sphere, it isn't possible for anybody to ping a radio signal from one, either in England or America, and for another guy stood in the other place to then receive it? That isn't possible if the Earth's a sphere, correct?
Well, yeah, I guess you wouldn't get a direct line of sight, so no,
Right.
I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Right.
It would
So
shoot off into space. Wouldn't
hang on a
it?
minute. So because we agree that there was not a line of sight because of Earth curve being in the way, why would Marconi even attempt to try this in the first instance, given that the ionosphere didn't? Even if the ionosphere did exist, which it didn't, but let's just say it did, why would he even attempt it? Because it means that he's got to bounce. How strong was his radio signal back in the day when he did it? What was he powering it with? A nuclear power station? The fact is he was able to do it with very low power, and it was straight there, straight back. Straight being the operative word.
I mean, it was very weak by the time it reached the.
Yeah, but it's
We're gonna
straight
end
there,
that.
straight back with no curvature.
You're right. I just looked it up. and
That's your
it
call's
wasn't
going to end,
the same.
mate.
Oh, yeah. We'll
you're
just get a new
right.
link.
Yeah.
We're just going to get a new.
I'm gonna get off. I'll not come back for next one.
Okay, blessings, mate. Ooh. Anyway, guys, please hit the likes, share the show. I am putting a new link in quickly. Appreciate it. Night, Michael. Thanks for coming, brother. Always good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. There we go. Let me see. Where is the... And it's in. Just pin the new message. Replacement message. There we go. So the new link is in. Admit. Admit all. Admit all. There we go. There we go. Now we are back.
So.
Can I just
What
say
they-
the dog barked to what Anthony was saying, and I seen Keith smile, and I was laughing.
I
I had
mean,
to.
would you agree that refraction does lift things above a curve?
No. It pushes
No.
things down to make it look like it's behind a curve.
So you don't agree that can lift things even a little bit above
Luca, can
the
you
head?
shush a minute? Sean, I warned you yesterday. Coming here, calling me a what a
Oh, did
hypocritical
he
drop
already
kick
come in here
idiot.
to Sean Hawkins?
Right,
What
'cause I
a
said
hypocritical.
it wasn't
Oh,
even
there we
me that
go.
timed you out, retard.
It wasn't me. It wasn't Vicky timed out. It was me for a minute just to take the piss. I was joking. It's 1 minute.
Now I
You,
banned you.
you
Well,
And you're
I
damn.
was
stuck
warned,
in
and
the
I
middle.
want to say, Sean Hawkins, yes, you are a retard. If you know what retard means, you will know why we call you that. Oh, wait, you're too retarded to understand that. Oh, man.
So where did Anthony go?
He probably
retarded.
hasn't
Oh.
clicked the link again.
Right. Okay.
So you okay. I mean, reflection.
Luca, do you ever get sick of the sound of your own voice?
Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen.
We don't care about your screen. But do you ever get sick of your own voice?
No.
Oh,
Okay, hold on. I'm sharing my screen. Let's do this. There, this one. I'm sure I've shown you this video before. Let's see. It's when he pours some, thing.
Man, if you showed us it before, then you'll know it didn't convince us then.
Okay. Do you agree that that's a horizon? Okay. Yep. Okay.
Oh, pour some cold water on the driveway. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. A change in temperature is one of the easiest ways to make reflection happen. Oh,
What? Oh, what?
we can see more than we could before.
You're seeing reflection through due to water. That thing's wet. The floor's wet. Did you know that?
It's not reflection, it's refraction.
Do you know how reflection works?
Well, yeah, it's like a mirror effect.
So when something's glossy, do you know you can see more?
Yeah, there's more light reflecting off the image because it's reflecting
So
off the surface.
you think that's reflection?
It could
And
be
that's why
because he's
we're seeing
wetting
it.
the floor,
Oh.
Luca. Is he not
Is he
wetting the
not?
floor, or did I miss something?
He poured cold water down his driveway, and the
On
driveway
the driveway, and now there's water on the driveway. I want to ask you, yes, refraction. Let's say, okay, you can stop sharing, mate.
Okay.
Let's say you've got. How am I gonna put this? You can see my
Let's
screen.
go do it. Okay.
Okay, wait.
Yeah. Okay. You
Okay,
got
yeah, let's say that. We've got this pencil case, okay? That's the driveway now.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna add the water. You see the water sitting on top of the driveway. It's got
Okay.
a thickness
The
to it,
water.
correct?
Quote unquote water. Well,
So
it's not.
no. So what happens is that water is an actual physical boundary, correct?
That. I mean, the water wouldn't be as.
Have you ever
thick.
taken a glass before and just stuck it on the table? What
Yeah.
happens? That glass
You
reflects.
can see yourself through it.
It reflects
you can
water.
see-
It reflects images, correct?
Yeah, you can see yourself reflected in the glass. Okay.
Okay. So my question is air and water the same thing?
Well, they're two different states of matter, so
So no.
I
So
I
they're
wouldn't agree.
do they
that
have
they're the
different?
same
Do they have
thing.
different refractive indexes?
Yeah, they would.
So when
two
he puts
different-
water on that driveway, in essence the driveway has now raised in elevation, correct? The top layer being water now.
I mean, it's rolling down, but
So
Maybe
he's
by-
no, it hasn't gone. Not he's
maybe
water.
by
Wait.
0.000
Water sits on top.
thousand mil-
Water sits on top of that driveway, Luca.
I mean, it's rolling down. It's not
Oh
contained.
my days.
It wasn't
no
contained
point.
in anything, so
Luca,
it's not
talking
gonna.
to you is
It's
like
not gonna
talking to a brick wall,
expand.
but less fun.
He doesn't understand. It's the
Yeah.
same. It's the same.
So has it got no?
It's
has it no-
slowly
no-
moving.
has it not got any breadth at all, any width at all? If it's laying on the ground, it doesn't just blend. It doesn't fuse into the ground, does it? It's still a layer.
In other words,
the
they're
water's
not showing.
moving.
In other words, this demonstration is invalid due to the demonstration not showing gas is causing the refraction here. Water's the thing causing refraction here. That's what I'm trying to claim. Trying to get through to you, because it's the same as when you get that guy in the pool with the glass, and his head's here and his body's that side. That is what we're observing right now, Luca, because the water is now raised the image because it's magnified that image through the water. In other words, it's not refracted through the air, it's refracted through a new medium called water.
There's a thing called Snell's law that's involved here. You ever look it up? It actually will explain everything. But one more question
Justin.
right quick for you, Luca. Is the horizon the physical place you're saying it is?
Luke,
That-
hold
that-
on, see.
yeah. Are you paying attention?
No, he doesn't pay attention.
Yes.
That's the thing. Luca, turn your camera off. No one wants to look up your nose. It's not
No, we
good.
don't.
How's it going?
Better
So-
when your camera was off.
Horizons aren't physical places to begin with, Luca. That's just one other thing. The effects that are caused by physical things on the horizon are what we're talking about. Right? So your Earth curve in itself is a fiction. That's all I'm saying. The effects that you're describing are caused by water or other medium. Right?
The effects are caused by mostly temperature, but that's the most common one. But they can be caused by different compositions and
Okay, so literally refraction is caused by Snell's law. You have to have two different mediums, right?
Snell's law explains refraction now.
Yes.
Yeah.
To a T.
You need two different mediums. It doesn't matter how you get them.
You need a boundary.
different-
You need a boundary.
So what does that have to do with temperature in the first place? You keep bringing that up. What does that have to do with it?
What do you mean? Well,
Well, you're
we can
saying
see
it's causing
over
temperature.
here with refraction.
He
And
didn't
you
listen,
can
he didn't
see
listen to a
things
word you've
that-
been saying, guys.
You
No.
can see things that you couldn't before.
Why? Because the water
Because of-
in that demonstration was placed on top of the driveway, Luca.
That caused a change
You
in
could
temperature.
have just put a magnifying glass in front of you and got exactly the same.
What? No, you
Yes.
see yourself if you put
A magnifying glass. You see yourself.
Oh, no.
How could
Well,
you see yourself in the magnifying? Magnifies
if
things.
you
It
were-
doesn't.
yeah, if
He
you
was
were
conflating
further
a
away,
magnifying glass with a mirror.
refraction caused
Yeah.
by the magnifying glass would be minimal, because that's not really what a magnifying glass is designed for. But yeah, well, if you put a magnifying glass down, still, I don't think that would be. It
What
would just
curve?
magnify what you can already see.
What curve?
What's he talking about?
The driveway.
There's no curve.
That what
Is there a
Driveway's
curve in
sloped.
the driveway?
A driveway is not curved. The driveway's sloped.
he said that he said it was curved.
No, well, he's
See?
lying. A driveway's sloped, not curved.
Why would a driveway be curved?
Seeing over the curve of my driveway.
The
that was
driveway is
attack.
not curved. It's a slope.
Why would
Oh,
you put a curve in your driveway? Why would you put a curve in your driveway?
his driveway had a curve in it, and that's why he did the experiment.
Did he intentionally build a driveway with a curve? What was he doing? Building a bridge in his garden?
Well, that way he gets a runoff.
That
You
laugh.
got a curve in the driveway,
That
when
laugh.
it rains.
Motley.
That experiment is not an experiment. I hate to tell you, Luca. I'm just sorry. He demonstrated the curve in his driveway. You can see over it. Yeah.
What?
Roger, your owl always looks steaming drunk, man.
You did?
Yeah, you like he got spastic eyes.
Yeah. You watch it?
I mean, this is good. This is good. This is good content right here. Yeah.
What's that dripping out your ear? Luca.
What?
What's that dripping coming out your ear? Is that oh it's his brains. It's his brains. I see.
What?
It's your
My brain.
Your brains, yeah, dripping down your ear.
Ah, God.
And
look
so,
at
yeah,
that.
Luca.
He's got a fan, hasn't he? I wonder why. Why doesn't he look up at that fan and think, "Oh, my room must be spinning"?
I mean, this was the same argument that I think it was FTFE and Mr. Sensible was doing a few years ago, where he was like saying, "Look, refraction," and he holds a magnifying glass. And he's like, "Oh, you see, this refraction is bringing it over the curve," and you're like, "Okay, first of all, that ball you got is down that side. You are not in space observing something through a magnifying glass. So that also makes it invalid. That's not how it works. Second of all, a magnifying glass is not what we look through. We look through air. Now, Luca, do you know that, let's for instance, if we look over the ocean, there's sea spray, you would say, because of the waves, correct? And wind?
Like water in
droplets,
the air?
yeah, vapor.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And that's why the refraction is more closer to the ocean that is in the sky, correct?
I mean, it's caused by a change of medium, so I suppose that would be a reason why it would be.
So the refraction we see is not caused really by the air itself. It's caused by the medium that's there, the water in the air. So Snell's law, in other words. Or if you want to be more pedantic,
Yeah, it would
Fermat's
distort
principle.
where you see it at. Yeah.
Cool.
Or
I don't know if you've ever driven on a hot day, because I mean in Australia, like me, it's very hot there in summertime. And you look at the road, and you see how it like has that heat, the air rise, that heat air rising. It's got that like shimmer to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look very carefully, it doesn't really pull anything up. It actually pulls it down.
Would you agree
It hides things. Yeah.
Would you agree that change in density is also what can cause refraction to happen? Snell's law, right?
Snell's law requires two mediums. It requires a boundary. If you trying to claim Fermat's principle.
Wouldn't a change in density or composition
that's
also be
that's Fermat's principle, which requires very specific environments to happen.
Well, if Snell's law says a change in medium.
Snell's law requires physical barrier. Fermat's principle just requires it's the principle with density change, which can, by hypothetical, change the direction of light.
So we still haven't got to the physical part of this curve, have we?
No.
Snell's law require. Oh my goodness! Snell's law require what? Change in.
Look at the difference up with your ChatGPT between Snell's law and Fermat's principle.
Snell's law and Fermat. Okay, let's see what it says. Snell's law and Fermat's principle are tightly linked. Snell's law drops out of Fermat's least time rule. So Snell's law, two media boundary, okay? the calculation, refractive indices, angle measurement from the normal to the surface. Yep. Okay. Fermat's principle, least time. Light takes the path for which the travel time is stationary, usually minimum. For two uniform media, the time is just. More equations. If medium 2 is slower, the path that minimizes time bends toward the normal smaller angle because spending more distance in the slow medium costs more time. Okay, I can agree to that. If you want, okay, more calculation. Okay. Alright, so that tight little link, just a difference in the least time rule. That's what's different about them.
The difference
the
is
time.
Fermat's principle is trying to make an excuse for your refraction because there is Snell's law cannot be explained through this because there's no physical barrier.
I didn't see that here. The only difference is the least time rule. Or the time it takes, right?
Snell's law talks specifically about two mediums requiring a barrier to cross between those two mediums for the refractive index. Fermat's principle is just simply taking away that barrier and telling you can have that change in light direction or whatever due to the speed of the light in medium of the same density in the same medium. So in other words, if something is denser, it's just traveling slower, so therefore it seems to curve.
Snell's law is basically Fermat's principle applied to a simple two-medium
I just explained
case.
to him, didn't I?
So Snell's law is basically Fermat's principle applied to a simple two-medium case. That's what I'm saying here.
Fermat's principle is working on Snell's law, not the other way around.
Right.
Well,
how
would you phrase how would you ask ChatGPT? What
I wouldn't ask
question would
ChatGPT
you-
nothing because I don't need ChatGPT.
I mean, teachers use it now to. IT people use it. Scientists use it for theories. It's a very incredible, useful tool.
Incredible. Wow,
Yeah. It helps you. It
Everyone
helps you
uses it.
so much that you're not going to be able to think for yourself.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's not true.
Literally,
Very true.
ChatGPT thinks for you.
Very true.
Which is rather accurate myself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the rhetoric we get. Is you on ChatGPT?
So how about tomorrow, Friday, will you use ChatGPT I use ChatGPT
You
to
shouldn't
convey.
be here. There's people in chat complaining you shouldn't be here. What do you mean we? You're not getting back in.
What?
Well, Luca, you already use ChatGPT like every time you come in here, so it wouldn't be any different on tomorrow.
Well, the only difference is the stream will be kind of
Luca,
based
we don't
on
care for ChatGPT. That's a you thing. We're not that way inclined.
No, well, you have every right to decline, but
It's called
still.
we use our brains. You use ChatGPT.
Which is kind of like a computer brain.
We're not AI sexual. No, we're not AI sexual.
No, that's a you thing, Luca. Not you got ours.
Have you ever heard of the expression garbage in, garbage out?
Yeah.
Well, you put garbage in, ChatGPT, you get garbage out.
You ever think of picking up a book?
No. Well, actually, I do have facts that aren't true, and Like,
Who
well,
told you they were
Whoa,
true?
whoa, whoa. That was an oxymoron. A fact that isn't true. Really?
Facts
So
that
that
aren't true.
they couldn't have been a fact then in the first place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that book should not exist. You're in a bit of a paradox.
no, it's basically like, what's it called? When it's, what's that word?
I don't know, but I might.
No, I don't think
It's basically misconceptions, basically, in a way, because they are, people often use them, but it's wrong to use it because
misconceptions. Right.
it's a fact that isn't true.
So it's not a fact.
It's a fact. It's a fact that
Bullshit.
misconceptions, once she gets married, will be misconceptions.
But not true.
You have a book on lies. So that's what you're saying, that people believe. Like
Do you know-
globe earth and a couple other things.
Luca, years ago, right, we used to have this thing, and it's called a brain that we used, and we didn't use computers. You know, we lived without computers. People knew everything without using an AI. That's mad, isn't it?
We know way more now since we have
Said
technology.
who? Said who? No, you have it on a thing that tells you stuff. That's not you knowing it.
We can do many
Who's
more
we? Who's
calculations
we?
now.
Are you a royal we? No, you are you, Luca. What do you know?
Hey, Vicky, quit stealing my lines. I say who.
I know that I can use a computer for advanced maths and
Okay,
computer.
Luca,
play
when you use a
games.
calculator, do you know what the calculator is going to say, or does the calculator tell you what it's going to say?
I mean, I input the calculation, and then it
does
comes
the work
out.
for you, and the
Yeah.
calculator does the work
Yeah,
for you.
basically.
Great.
Yeah,
That's
maths and
ChatGPT.
stuff.
That's ChatGPT, dude. It does the work for you.
Yeah.
Well, if there's something you don't know and you want to look it up, then you can using ChatGPT or Google.
You only use ChatGPT and Google. They are like
No, I don't only use ChatGPT and Google to find information. Well, okay, I do use Google to find. I do use ChatGPT and Google to find information, but when I don't know it.
At the weekends, you use Siri. Okay, cool.
No. Well, ChatGPT is one of the most common ones I use to find information. I do
find it
use
rather odd that you spend that amount of money to talk to something that's not even real.
Well, I use it to make stories as well. It's good storytelling.
So it makes stories, not you.
Well, I like reading the stories it makes. It's like reading a book.
So you won't pick up a book, but you'll get ChatGPT to tell you a story.
I can imagine reading a book from
You
Chat.
can
It'd be like a
input
fever
any
dream, man.
story you want. You can give it a prompt for any story you want. It'll
Luca,
like.
is there any aspect in life where you don't use ChatGPT? Apart from going to the toilet?
I don't use
Or
it
do you use it for that?
eating.
Can you imagine reading
I
a
might-
story?
I
Can
might-
you imagine reading a book from ChatGPT? It'd be like,
I might use it
it'd be
to
like,
recommend recipes, but
it'd be
that's
like
not.
Stephen King crossed with Salvador Dali.
I might use it for health advice
Health
sometimes.
advice.
You need to go to a doctor for that.
And no, Luca, the underlying problem, like with Google and ChatGPT and other AIs or search engines, is they've all been proven to lie their tushes off at times.
Lie.
So the problem is if you don't know how to think
Consciously lie.
if you don't know how to think for yourself, it's going to do the thinking for you. And it's going to lead you
Consciously
into
give
something
you-
that's false.
So it consciously gives you.
Never said
wrong
consciously.
information.
He said it gives you. Never said consciously. It's not
So
conscious.
it
It's not
gives
alive.
you wrong
It is not
information. On,
alive.
so it gives you wrong information on purpose. That would be a lie.
Well, like Google definitely does. Like they've literally been caught red-handed erasing information and leading people to false conclusions, like with flat Earth.
I bet Luca watches.
They don't promote propaganda. That's what.
See, that's the problem. They do promote propaganda with the Globe,
bullshit.
100%.
Well, Globe's not propaganda then.
Yes, it
Oh
is.
my days! Have you seen it?
Flat
Have you
Earth
been
is.
and seen it? No.
So they restrict Flat Earth because
well,
they
there is
see
some
Flat
yeah,
Earth as
Luca,
propaganda.
Luca.
Right there, there is some flat Earth propaganda, but not true flat Earth propaganda.
I've got a question for Luca. Do you think we're all
Flat Earth
stupid?
society stuff, yes.
Luca, do you think we're all stupid?
No. I think you've been misinformed. You have the wrong information to go on.
Right, okay. That's what you think. Right. Another question is, if we're so wrong, why do you care?
Well, it's not. It's.
He doesn't.
Well,
No, I know
because
that.
I still think there's hope to change your mind or
That's
help.
what
Do you
you're
think
here
we're
for.
all going to go back to living on a spinning water ball? And like sinking my arm
Out of
in
that,
circles?
seeing the truth, why would you need to try and educate us back into that lie?
I mean, it isn't Flat Earth damaging in a way for
How?
like
It's damaging towards falsehood.
like
Yes.
like its families and jobs. Some people have been fired. That's damaging,
because
right?
I'll
no,
tell
no,
you
no,
what's
no,
more
no, no.
damaging.
You know
Globers.
why? You know why, Luca? Because Globers are bigots and they want
Yeah.
to attack flat earthers because we
Yeah.
don't believe what you believe.
Like none of us have ever tried to get Globers fired from their jobs.
Don't be flat. Don't be a flat earther just because a Glober might get you sacked. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's ridiculous.
The shite.
It's kind of like
we've
a
had to
threat
go
almost.
through.
Well, if you weren't a flat earther, you would have kept a job. What? That's that kind of attitude.
No, but listen, right? The thing is, what I don't get is why Globers give that much of a shite what we think. If we're that stupid, why would you put as much time and effort in to be in there and watching us if we're that stupid?
Well, it helps.
Because it's certainly
Helps what?
because it's certainly
Help me?
not.
Because
to
you've
try
got
and
no
get-
life?
It's certainly not.
Maybe.
It's certainly not because.
I mean, I know
you
the
think about
reason.
us and you think we're in a deception. It's
Do you
certainly
know the
not because of
difference,
that.
though? Do you
No,
know
but
the difference? We as
I
people...
know the reason. The reason is we are able to bring them to an area, whether willingly or kicking and screaming, that forces them to reconsider reality, and they don't like it for a lot. For like
So it's
anti-flat
uncomfortable
earthers,
with their
other-
worldview, right there. Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, it is massively,
Yeah.
and that's the
Right,
thing.
hold on.
Like,
See what Norman said. Norman said the misinformed have tonight made Luca admit he can never scientifically prove gravity. Absolutely, because you said you could not manipulate gravity. So
Yep.
then, how can you test it?
You can't manipulate gravity in the context of repulsion and just doing things that Star Wars and stuff. You can't do what Star Wars does with gravity. You can't use repulsion and stuff. You
So-
can't manipulate it in that way.
So you can't
how do you-
manipulate
how do
something
you
that doesn't
know-
exist,
know what
correct?
it is?
But you can manipulate the
Wait.
like
Luca?
what?
So you agree you can't manipulate something that doesn't exist, correct?
Well, I suppose you can't.
you just answered the own thing.
It may not be a comfortable answer you want to say, Luca, but that is what it is. Gravity doesn't exist, man. And earlier you mentioned PhD Tony, where you said he had a good reason to be upset with flat earthers.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's not a good reason for him to be upset with flat earthers. The problem is we point out the error that he's believed a lie his whole life, just like we did. And not only did he believe it, but he's also teaching it. That's what he's upset with, the implications. Like, not only did he believe it, but
No,
he's
it's
perpetuating it to others.
he's spent
And that's what he's angry against. It's not so much that he's actually angry at flat earthers in particular. It's the conclusion that it reaches, even though he takes out his frustration on flat earthers.
It's because he spent decades doing.
We were global
this,
for decades.
and then these people that have no quote unquote no, because I don't know that for sure. No science background, like no PhDs or anything. Come up and tell him.
See, that's the issue. Like, you know, his ego is so high. Like, oh, he has a PhD, yet he can't actually back up his beliefs according to real science.
You say nobodies, right? You say nobodies. But yet you are one of them nobodies. You are one of the people that does the flat earth. No, listen. You troll flat earth like the rest of the anti-flat earthers, and you do. So to us, you're all nobodies because you have nothing better to do. We come together. Listen, hold on. We come together because we actually enjoy each other's company. We all get on. We all have a laugh. You lot come here to try and cause shit and to try and hurt us and make you feel superior to us because you all think we're stupid. And in reality, do you know who's the stupid ones? It's you lot, because you spend all your time watching and arguing with people that you don't even like, and that's sad.
Well, let's for instance take Phil Bell. When asked, "Show me gravity," he points to the night sky and says, "See, there's gravity." Now, this is a PhD, okay? You're claiming guys with PhDs are so smart and they got education. So what? There's so many PhDs out there that's as dumb as dog shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The PhD doesn't make you smart. It only makes you proficient in the field you studied. That's it.
I mean, was he? Well, I agree with that. I agree that, you know, you can be smart in certain topics and not smart in others.
Yeah.
Look at your ceiling fan. I mean, what's it doing?
It's spinning fast.
Right. How did you come to that conclusion?
Well, I can see it.
Really?
Oh, there you go.
When you go outside and see the same thing happening in the sky. Hold on. When you see the same thing happening in the sky, why would you think that the Earth is spinning?
I mean,
so you don't think your room's spinning, do you?
That's obviously one. No, I don't feel it. Well, I don't.
Exactly. You don't feel it.
Yeah, but knowing.
You don't feel the spin. Funny. That's good.
Without any knowledge or anything, just looking up at the night sky, I would probably come to that conclusion that the night sky itself is spinning, not us.
Well done.
Sure, that's reasonable. That's a reasonable assumption to make.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, why not?
Can I tell you guys a story? When I worked at Walmart, I had a kid that was like Luca. He'd argue with me constantly. And he went to Front Range College, and he told his professor where he was going to school at to have a conference with me. And he did a little video clip for me, sent it to me. You know what his rebuttal to Flat Earth was? It's a globe. This was a professor at a college here in Denver. Who actually, that was his rebuttal. That was amazing. I couldn't believe that it was his main argument. That it just is.
When he pointed to the sky and said, "That's gravity." Oh.
Well, no, he didn't do. He just said that the Earth was a globe. That's the only thing he basically said in his rebuttal to me. There was no argument. There was no proof, no science. He just told me it is, and he laughed, and that was it.
I can understand why professors and PhDs not in the official community would just ignore or give joke answers and not take Flat Earth seriously at all. I can totally see that. I can understand why they do that, because they think it's ridiculous. They know it's an established fact that the Earth is flat. They don't want anything to do with conspiracy. You know, they don't want
an appointment at the hospital.
Who's at the hospital?
I says, I've got an appointment at the hospital.
Oh, you've got to go.
Sending it, yeah.
Are you wearing the glasses to the hospital, PJ?
So it's from a skin. It's from a skin.
No, I'm talking about you're going to wear those glasses. You're gonna
Luca,
take
do
those
you
with
think
you.
we
it's
care
not-
what
it's-
people think about us?
Because I am the dermatologist phoned me the other day, and it's yeah, no, I was been told it's eczema, and I was told it's psoriasis, and no, they're telling me it's something completely different. So now I need tablets as well to go with it, apparently. So I've got to do those. Yeah.
You got your great faith in the medical industry now, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Luca, do you think we care what Globers think of us? Anti-flat earthers, do you think we actually care?
No, probably no.
Couldn't give a shit.
If I cared, it
Well,
wouldn't be
yeah,
far.
that's what some Globers think. That's what.
Do you know
some
what though, Luca? Do you know the
normal,
difference?
regular
Luca, do
people
you know the difference? We don't go on their channels and in their chat and talk shit about them. They do to
Well,
us
actually,
all the time.
what the documentary Level with Me proved was that some flat earthers will stalk other Globers online.
Are you having a laugh?
They do
Are you
worse,
having a laugh?
and actually do
Really?
something worse by
Really?
actually visiting.
Do you know what,
them.
Luca?
They go
Luca,
into
Luca,
their
Luca.
It's so full of crap, man.
Luca, the only people that are obsessed stalkers are anti-flat earthers. Why is there a Flurf wiki full of lies? Because anti-flat earthers are obsessed. Why do we ban trolls all the time? Because anti-flat earthers are obsessed. Why are there videos made about all of us and our families and everything else? Because anti-flat earthers are obsessed. Why do you come here every night? Because anti-flat earthers are obsessed. Why do you all create multiple sock accounts to troll us? Because you are all obsessed. So when you say that we
I know a documentary.
flat earthers stalk, you might want to look at some of your own.
No, Level with Me. The document. I'm not saying you specifically, and I'm
No,
not.
Nothing you say, dude.
I'm saying there's I know a documentary about being obsessed.
Yeah, it called obsessed. Yeah.
Well, that's why he made a documentary about being obsessed.
He's called obsessed, right? The name of the documentary. Weird.
Called obsessed. Yeah, I actually reviewed it.
Anti-flat earthers try and find out where we live, find out about our kids and everything because they are obsessed. Like, think about it. Think about it. Like, all we've done is have a different opinion to you. That's it. That is it.
I'll show you something about what anti-flat earthers are like.
Yeah, I literally had people come on my stream and dox me over my streams because I'm a flat earther.
PJ
Tell my address, where I live, everything.
Someone reported PJ for fraud because they're obsessed. Somebody made shit up about my daughter because they're obsessed. We've all had obsessed anti-flat earthers. It's boring.
I don't think they do that just because you're flat earthers, you know?
What other reason do they have, Luca?
Well,
do they know me? They don't know me from Adam.
Like what?
I didn't do
you don't
anything.
even know these people, so how have you done anything to them?
Maybe it's how you project evidence and science.
Luca, can you see this? Luca.
Yeah.
Maybe it's what?
Luca, can you see this?
Yeah. What's it see?
That's an anti-flat earther. That's the kind of things they write. You know, that's an email I got.
You and Vicky picked
the wrong one to start with. A man is dead because of you. So talking about me. A child is gone because of that. Talking about Vicky's stillborn baby. Keep thinking you're good people. Next time I don't delete the comment. Keep at it, PJ. I know exactly how to break weak people like the two of you. Mention me again on a stream, and I give you my word, I'll shelf everything I'm doing and turn my attention to you both. Can you handle it? More so can she. I'm a man of my word. And then he's talking about this comment in my Vicky's comment section. Did you let PJ have a go at you after the dog? So talking about me having sex with a dog, then with Vicky. Or
wait, what?
Like that. Yeah.
Wait,
hold on, let me read it. What I can't help but wonder is why he chose your dog over you in the first place. You must be a looker. Going forward, I'm going to have to insist you borrow PJ's teeth before speaking to me. Give us a smile, love. Show everyone that pearly white can't open our last late. If you're smelling anything, it's got to be that 60-year-old minge, which means vagina. you don't wash often, should really hose that nastiness down every now and then. Probably why PJ went at the dog in the first place.
I think you should just
that's
okay,
enough.
we've already covered
Isn't
this
that
guy.
the
Like,
truth?
all right.
Yeah, that's getting
Give
pretty
you an
graphic.
idea.
Let it go.
That's what Antifa authors are like.
But no, like with Luca, like with PhDs and people in that, worldly scientific realm, like the ones who actually look at what we're saying, and if they really reach the conclusion of what we're saying, it means that they've basically been collecting checks for their entire career based on falsehood, where none of it has any legitimacy in truth. It's all been based off of lying to people and then being lied to. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michio Kaku. I mean, take your pick. There's thousands of them that all received checks based on a lie, where they literally don't do anything except manipulate people. Like that's their job.
Why would they pay millions just to?
Well, see, no, that's the thing. It's like, people are gullible and they do pay people to be in positions that are supposed to be knowledgeable and based on truth. But the thing is, they've manipulated in a way where their lies supplant actual truth and real science. They call pseudoscience, or they call science. What they call science is pseudoscience. It's not real. It's all belief based. And so when you have to prey on somebody's beliefs, you cease to be a scientist. Period. Like for me as a Christian, like I will, advocate that I require people's beliefs, but I give good reasons why. Like, a belief in God. Yeah, it requires belief, 100%. But I'm
Hey,
not.
Derek, I had
beat around
Michio
the bush
Kaku
about
on my
that.
show today.
I'm sorry, what?
I had Michio Kaku on my show today.
Oh,
Yeah,
I must have missed that. Yeah.
You
Luca,
should've
can
came
I
in,
just say, me and PJ don't even know that retard that wrote that.
Nope, we don't know that guy from Adam, dude.
I mean, that's defamation, right?
Slander, yeah, I could sue. Not that nice though. I'll do far worse.
And so, like, even in the the Christian world, Luca, where there's like young Earth creationists, where we are too. They won't go that extra distance, for like flat stationary Earth, because they are still expecting to be accepted into the mainstream academic world that's based on bullshit. Like, why are you trying to get their acceptance, when you're supposed to only care about what God wants? And that's where the mix-up comes in. Like, oh, they're a biblical scholar. Yeah, oh, that's great, But, are they actually honest to God and why they're receiving their checks? Nope.
Babel, you put that in your diary for me.
Well, that's assuming that there's a lie going on. That's assuming that they're lying.
See, no, that's the thing. No, it's not an assumption, because I believed everything, all of it. And so when I actually did find out that I was being lied to on such... No, don't interrupt me.
Okay,
When I did find out I was being lied to on such a large scale, you bet I was pissed. And for actual good reason. Like, man, all these so-called experts in these fields are not experts in anything except deceiving people. That's it. That's their legacy. And that's actually when those people in those fields look at the conclusion, that's what scares them. And they are scared to admit it. And you know what? They should be.
If someone told me that I was lying about something that I know for a fact is true, then I'd be inclined to be a bit of a jerk to them.
Why?
Because they just told me that I'm lying when I'm not. So I'm inclined
Why
to be...
Why act that with you can be a jerk if you want, but what's the point? Where's it going to get you?
Well, nothing, but still, it'll make
so it's
me...
a case of like, I just want to get you back. So.
But I understand where Glober's anger comes from, or why they get the way they do, because you're basically telling them that they're lying to their face. So I understand how global.
And see, that's where you need to navigate, Luca. It's not so much that all of them are doing it on purpose, because I mean they were duped too, just like us, and that's very uncomfortable for them to admit. Uncomfortable, yeah, granted, but is it the wrong conclusion?
Yes,
no,
it is wrong. It is wrong to do it.
Well, see, no, that's why it's uncomfortable. Once they reach that conclusion, like, oh my goodness, I've been wrong, not just my whole career, but my whole life, based on other people's lies. That's a tough pill to swallow.
But,
can I give you an example of that?
What got you into flat Earth? What's the main evidence that convinced you that the Earth is flat?
You asked him this already. You asked him this earlier. You spoke about this with him earlier.
Oh, was that him?
You have, yeah. So can I give you an example of somebody who went crazy? Luca, now you know who Carl Sagan is, right?
Carl Sagan, no.
You know who Carl Sagan is?
The arsonist.
Really?
Was he the arsonist? Or?
No,
Carl Sagan was a huge
glober,
man. How about you know him?
Yeah, he's a theoretical physicist who started studying the universe, and by the time he got done with it, he concluded that most of it's conjecture, and it's all.
He's the same guy.
There is actually no.
Yeah, Carl Sagan's the same guy that shows you. Oh, look, Aristophanes.
Wait,
yep.
Carl Sagan's that guy from Back to the Future.
No,
the game.
No, but he is a guy that you have heard before, where he's like billions and billions of years ago. Like he's in so many videos saying that in schools today.
Just type in Carl Sagan on Google quickly, man. You'll know.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
And they don't have any evidence. That's what we've been showing you the whole time. They don't have anything. Nothing.
Can I just answer? Luca. Wesley said to Dick, Max has people time you out because you ask them questions in bad faith. It's his choice, right? So how come when we do it, we're all an echo chamber? But yeah, when Globers do it, it's all right because it was in bad faith. Seems like the Globers love... Luca, shut up! Seems like the Globers love their echo chamber.
They're hypocrites, Vicky. They're just hypocrites.
Yeah, they are.
Isn't it based on the context as well of what their message was referring to?
Luca, you can read chat, can't you?
No, I can't.
Well, that's a you thing, not a me thing.
Oh.
Anyway, back to my point with Carl Sagan. He went mad, and by the time he was done with his career, he kept saying flat, 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 because he found out everything in their measurements are measured to a flat plane. Pretty much, even with the universe itself, all their measurements have to be done flat.
Really?
It's really weird. Yeah, it is.
Huh. Yeah. I didn't know that either.
Go listen to his last few shows he did. You'll hear him bring up flat a lot, but you can see the wheels turning in his head, But I mean, there is no measurements of the total universe that has to be pre-assumed. They can't measure the whole universe. Nobody can do that.
Right.
Yeah. And he did. I think the atheist in him got mad at it. The point. That's why a lot of these people are atheists to start with, is because of the cosmology that they study. And the Big Bang.
It's like whenever they have that, in the Glober spheres or whatever, all of a sudden they just quietly walk out some of their best people and show them the door. But they'll still herald all their previous work, oh yeah, see, he was such and such a great Glober and this and that. Meanwhile,
look at Tyson, Neil deGrasse Tyson, the curator of the Hayden Planetarium, for instance. I mean, he won't debate any of these points that we're bringing up, like gravity and other things. He won't even go into the arguments because he knows there's no substance to it.
Well, he doesn't know what it is.
Neil deGrasse Tyson knows he cannot debate it, because he would, if he were to, he would be shown to be a fool in front of the whole world, and he knows it. That's why he has to avoid it and still continue to prey on people's beliefs. and just avoid the topic altogether. He has to.
Didn't he want to debate? No, Eric Dubay wanted to debate him, right? And he would not go on Joe Rogan and debate him because he said he just doesn't debate flat earthers. But these topics are going to come up in these debates. They won't do it. They're afraid of it. Well, not afraid of it, but they don't have any rebuttal for it. Luca, you still there? Your mic's open. So why didn't Neil deGrasse Tyson, if he was so sure about his model and his cosmology, just debate a simple guy that's in Thailand who wrote a book?
Well, like I said before,
he can put him to shame, dude.
I can understand why people just ignore flat Earth and don't take it seriously. Because I know why people do that.
That is such an oxymoron. Don't take it seriously, but literally anti-flat Earth is obsessed with flat Earth.
Well, I can see why some people would be like that too.
You are obsessed, Luca. We all know you're here every night. Smokey McBacon, I can't see what he's saying because I blocked him, but if you're moaning about people in chat, do one. You lot troll in here all the time with your spanners. If you don't like it, leave. It's not hard. It's not rocket science.
And with anti-FE, it's like
rocket science.
Luca, with anti-FE, we've heard them at length for years now. It's been a long time, and the problem that they keep perpetuating is they have to keep lying about everything in order to make an attempt to appear that they're right. They have to lie about what level means. They have to lie about their definition of gravity. I mean, take your pick. Refraction. They do it over and over and over, and you have had to do it yourself, where you sit there and tap dance back and forth, oh yeah, this is what I meant. Oh no, it's not what I meant. Well, I get to always be right and never wrong. That's what science is.
Isn't using something that's real, something that you do, even if you use it over and over again, it doesn't change the fact that it's real and it's a real thing that happens. So why wouldn't you continuously refer to it when making points?
Well, see, no, that's why we love the word level, because we're not the ones who have to change the definition in order to lie about what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the word level actually means, well, according to surveyors, it means just a curvature.
No, there's no curvature.
Perpendicular to gravity. That's basically.
No,
perpendicular to gravity.
Can you delete that? I didn't mean to do that on that account.
No, Luca, that is not in the definition of level at all.
And that was in the 1800s, so you can't.
Was it?
1800.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
You can delete it yourself.
You can't say that the definition has changed when it was literally the 1800s.
But no, it's there.
That was used then.
You need to remove it.
Oh, well, I thought it was the 1800s. Let's see.
I got to go level my patio to gravity right quick. Hold on. Let me go get a level so I can level it to gravity.
Or I think he's talking about level.
I know what he's talking about. Yeah, I'm just making fun of it.
Which is not the word level.
Nope.
Okay, guys.
Sorry, it's not the same word.
Okay, we've got 5 minutes left. I think we're going to give closing statements.
God bless and take care, everyone.
Mm-hmm. It was great having you guys on. PJ, I see you got to show up for 1 o'clock.
Yes.
My
11
time, 1 o'clock.
Do that again, PJ. Come on, do it. You're defying gravity, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Can you believe I come in on my normal?
Why did you do that?
I didn't think I was signed in on it on my phone, and I commented quick, and then I seen it, and I was like,
well, you got mods in there. I can still get to it.
I know. Look, there's nothing on it, so I don't really care. But only I would be ditzy enough to do that.
Yeah, you're a weirdo.
Or, my last words are, Be better, not bitter.
But yeah, it was great having you guys on. I think we had a good discussion. I think it was a good show.
Absolutely. Okay, you need to just like, I mean, okay, right. You're not getting flat Earth right now. That's for sure. And I'd rather you get Jesus anyway.
Amen.
This is the main thing. That's what you need to see. That's what you need to. I mean, even just read the Bible. I mean, you say things about, oh, well, I don't believe the Bible. Well, how do you know you don't believe the Bible if you have not read the Bible? You just say you don't believe it, but you haven't read it.
Well, I've
You're just
seen,
going by
I've
what
seen
other people have
snippets.
said about it or other people's opinions. You're not
Well,
forming your own.
yeah.
You're forming your own opinion based on other people, not based on your own
Well,
experience.
I have
Hold
seen
on,
snippets
I'm
of the
talking.
Bible.
Not based on your own experience with the Bible. And that's what you need to base it on, is your own experience with it. Then you can take other people's opinions into consideration.
Well,
I got one question.
I have seen snippets of the Bible.
Yeah, but
Good for you.
that's not reading the Bible. You know, listen, that's an obfuscation. That's just trying to get out of it. It's up to you. I mean, I can't force you to read the Bible. It's entirely up to you. But if you come in and say things like, well, I don't believe the Bible, you know what I mean? Genesis, let's talk about this bit in Genesis. You're only interested in the bits you think you can debunk.
Yeah.
Well,
and I only come on the panel to annoy the anti-flat earther trolls because I do their heading in chat, so I thought I might as well come on and do their nothing even more.
I think it's cool to have you on the panel, Vicky. I like it.
Yeah, we like you here. Yeah. I got a question for Luca right quick before I go.
I think you should stay away.
Add a little bit of je ne sais quoi on the panel.
No.
To the Chan A. So Luca, can I ask Luca a question right quick before I leave? Luca, give me what perpendicular to gravity is, the definition of it. Right quick. Throw it out there.
I mean, it's pop. It can pop.
It's like no part higher, lower to another. So it's like a
I think it's if two people do it.
It's like
Otherwise,
when you build something that is the same height above the ground, like over a few miles and stuff, you know, it's all the same height because you've measured it out and built it the same height,
Yes,
but that
two
same
people do it.
height level is curved because Earth is curved. That's what I mean. You know,
That's gravity? Okay. All right. That's
it's not
that
gravity.
Makes no sense at all what you just said.
It follows the curve. That's why it's level. You know, it's
What? It follows the
level.
curve, that's why it's level.
follows the curve. That's why it's level. That
Right,
makes
you know.
no
level.
sense.
It's
Wesley just
level.
said hi.
On
Wesley
a
just said
curve,
hi.
the apex is higher than the either side.
No,
So how
you've
can that be
measured
level?
it to
Yes,
be
it is.
the
Yes,
same
it is.
height.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, you've measured it
Don't
so
forget.
that it's the same height. So it is level because it's the same height.
Yeah, but how
but
do you
Earth
know
is
that you got the
curved.
measurements correct?
What's
Like exactly
the
the
meaning
same?
of
Maybe
level?
you
Yes,
didn't.
it is. It is
Maybe you
exactly the
skewed
same
it.
height. From
Okay.
mile to mile, it's all the same
Okay, it's
height.
gonna end
But
now.
because the
Game
hold
over.
on, hold
Bye,
on.
Luca.
No,
But
hold on.
because
Hold
the
on.
Earth is curved,
Thank
it
you.
is curved.
Bye, Luca.
Thank you, Emma, for your
Oh.
super chat. Really appreciate the €5. Appreciate all the support. And everybody that did support tonight, really, really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Remember, tomorrow is Flat Earth Friday. So it's going to be a long stream probably.
Another Luca show.
Going to pull our hair out. But yeah.
ChatGPT.
Do you know what you can do with that GPT? You can shove it where the sun don't shine.
Luca, try and get other Globy friends to come on tomorrow. How's that?
Wesley, that'll be you, because nobody else will.
But yeah, it was great having you
Oh,
guys
what
on.
about Jack of all trades?
You can shove that right where the sun don't
Besides
shine.
that guy.
Well, you won't let him in, but here's anyone.
No.
Why
There's
would
some
anyone want that arsehole?
there's some people that are just, how can I put it? They'll never be welcome on our show.
Have you even had him on
Luca,
before?
Luca,
Yes,
Guys, we're
I-
ending. We're ending. Say goodbye.
Thanks guys
Luca,
for coming.
nobody cares
Much
about Jack of all
blessings.
trades. He can suck a doorknob.
My link's in there for my stream. Bye bye.
Yeah. Make
Bye.
sure to go to BJ stream, guys.
Bye.
It's next. Yeah.
Oh, later, guys. Love you.
3, 2, 1.
Bye.
Yeah, and yeah, it's good to see you guys. Really appreciate you all. Just want to say thank you for coming again. It's great having you all. And yeah, remember tomorrow's Flat Earth Friday. So make sure to bring your popcorn. And if you have any Globy friends, invite them for a nice long chat, debate, or whatever. Good to see everybody in the YouTube lands. You guys rock. Thank you again for the super chats and everybody that just hit the likes, because it really, really does help. Appreciate you. Much blessings. Tomorrow night, though, we will be starting maybe a half an hour or an hour later, because we do first have my daughter's dance recital, and then we'll do the show. So don't be alarmed. We will have Flat Earth Friday. It might just start a bit later. Anyway, cheers, guys. Many blessings. May the pressure with you.